California.
You got it.
This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA, USA, USA.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Overreaction Monday, May 4th, 2026, this sports program begins now.
Sports!
Are absolutely fantastic, and we're so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to chat about them every single day. The weekend was loaded with sports awesome, but I do have to take a moment to celebrate. It is my daughter's third birthday today. Happy birthday, Mackenzie. Your dad
Happy birthday.
I have no idea if she's watching this right now or will be forced to see it later in life. Mackenzie has turned 3. It's been 1,095 days, I do believe, of just absolute magic as I learned what love is through the eyes of a little baby girl named Mackenzie. Mackenzie, I love you. I can't wait for you to get into sports more. Remember, she had a run with soccer this year. It was a little hit or miss, but she certainly showed up, kicked the balls, and she's the GOAT. And obviously, baby on the way, and mama's kicking ass. So we appreciate you, Mackenzie. Happy birthday, pretty girl. She's going to be, I think it's just 2040. World Cup.
There it is.
Yeah, in 2039 Olympics, I do believe, if my math is right. She has a chance to potentially be the youngest for both of those.
2035.
We are still on track, with how it's going. I'm seeing 16-year-olds playing over in Germany. I got a lot of stuff, but nonetheless, I cannot wait to watch her continue to grow. You're a badass. Happy birthday. Now, may the 4th be with all the Star Wars nerds out there, too, which I have massive respect for. My family is Star Wars nerd. As you hear, Toxic Table, one of those. Let's just enjoy anything that is a celebration. We will certainly do that. Sports had a lot of it this weekend. There are some hearts broken.
Uh-oh.
There are some hearts broken as the first round of both the NBA and the NHL's playoff series are now officially done, and we've moved on to the final 8 for both of those. And just know, the city of Boston was representing in both of those sports. They now no longer have a team in any race. Speaking of race, Golden Tempo, congratulations, big time win.
Well done.
Sherry DeVoe, first ever woman trainer for a Derby winner. I think we're going to get a chance to catch up with her this week. Should be a blast. Okay. So many great things happen. Golden Tempo was way back there in the ass end of the horse. You never want to be on the ass side of a horse. You always want to be on the nose side of a horse. And Golden Tempo says, I don't like being back here. A mutter, a finisher, a closer, a cold weather giant. Golden Tempo, 23-1 odds. Make it a run. Hi. We'll get to the final stretch, and it would turn into a 2-horse race between Golden Tempo, the first ever horse that was trained by a woman in a Kentucky Derby to go on to win, taking on Renegade, owned by Rapoli. Both jockeys, brothers. The Ortiz brothers are battling against each other. We're coming down the final stretch. Bang, bang. Renegade, the favorite, loses. Golden Tempo, Kentucky Derby champion. What a race. What an incredible photo here by Gabby Sorrentino at G Sorrentino TV. I believe she's social media, does a lot of digital stuff. Gets an incredible photo of the Ortiz brothers here finishing 1-2. Sherry DeVoe, I believe, will be joining the program this week. Cannot wait to talk about it. It was nice watching it.
Yeah.
More viewers than they've had in forever. I guess 19.5 million viewers or whatever the case was. Huge ratings for the Kentucky Derby. Anytime sports get celebrated, we appreciate it, and that's what we're going to talk about today. All of them. We got Schefter joining us in about 10 minutes. He was a part of a series called The Pick Is In.
Yep.
Yes.
Brought to you by NFL Films. Good, great. Had no idea what was happening. That's on us.
Is it on us?
That's on us.
There's a lot of other stuff going on, and probably the worst possible time you could have ran that, but I agree. We should have known.
ESPN, 7 o'clock Sunday. Everybody knows that's whenever you run something that's brand new from NFL Films and Skydance.
How did we not know about that?
I didn't know I
those clips are awesome. How did we not know about
There
that?
were 4 Game 7s yesterday.
Were
so
we
I don't
in
know.
it?
I don't know.
You tell me. Fuck.
Not
I didn't
only-
watch.
I have no idea. Was Schefter mic'd up the whole time? Because
sure looked like
we
it.
certainly had conversations with him in the back. He never did one of these at all. It's like, so who's doing
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Who's doing what around
expect
here?
that from him.
What's that?
I wouldn't expect that from Chef.
9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler. Can we get a common courtesy? I mean, who knows what
Yeah,
we said?
usually, hey, I'm the feds. Hey, watch what you say.
Just
Hey.
a couple of these. Just one of those, Schefty. We didn't know until I started seeing the clips come out. I'm like, how long was Schefty bugged? I mean, what all?
That's not good. I had a conversation with him.
That's Toxic Table at Boston Connor and Toxic Tone right there.
How we doing?
Sounds like you're a little bit worried potentially about the happenings of yours.
vote.
For me, I just probably talk shit on somebody that probably, probably was in. I would never talk any shit on anybody at NFL Films. They know that. Skydance either. But geez Louise, we need to know whenever people are mic'd up making great things. The Pick Is In was fantastic. That was really good. Schefter was a big piece of it, obviously, because he's a mover and shaker. Was on ESPN alongside NFL Films. Feels like it might be their new Hard Knocks, because this is
awesome.
something that we don't normally get to see, finding new stuff as people are trading. Then we have Charania will be here, obviously, for the NBA. Jesse Cole, who's Mr. Yellow Banana Suit.
Yep. Formal name.
Yeah, at Yellow Tux Jesse.
There he is. Genius, this guy. Entrepreneur extraordinaire. Ringling Circus leader.
Yes.
I believe, what's that song? The Greatest Showman?
Greatest Showman?
Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman. It feels like Jesse Cole is from that ilk.
Yes.
He is a promoter by nature. Sport of baseball, obviously, was his first, venture. We'll find out why and how. Now he's selling out football stadiums, 100,000 plus tickets.
Insanity.
For gimmick baseball. Still baseball, gimmick baseball. Putting on an incredible show. Now, what is the demo? Probably younger than us. But anytime something like this is happening in the sports world, you should celebrate the shit out of it. Whatever gets somebody into sports, whatever gets somebody into baseball, whatever gets somebody out of their house to go celebrate something in a community type setting, which this place, Texas A&M down there, Wonderful community.
Yeah.
I mean, they are all in. Midnight before, the Midnight Yell, I got a chance to be there. They had 30,000 people packed into the stadium at midnight the night before. They go 100-some thousand deep here for a Savannah Bananas game against the Texas Tailgaters, and I'll tell you what, it was a nail-biter down there. A couple fan-outs on the foul ball.
Huge.
All this shit. Unbelievable success story, both business and sports-wise. And I believe he was sleeping on like a mattress at one point in like a garage because he was so in debt as he believed in this thing. Now it's working out pretty well for him. Can't wait to catch up with him. And then Nelly Korda. LPGA
Young
champ.
goat.
Yeah, will be joining us. Can't wait
dope.
to talk to her. She has 18 LPGA wins, 3 major wins, a gold medal winner. She's 27 years old, 10 years on the tour, an absolute stud. And I went down to Augusta. I was invited to the Masters. I shouldn't have been there.
Sure.
It was nice to be here. Got a golf lesson. Guy told me I keep my head on a brick wall.
Yeah.
Right here like this. Just keep my head on a brick wall. And then load it on the back foot. And then go ahead and release that thing. Perfect. She has the perfect swing.
She does.
She has the perfect swing.
Legit.
And we cannot wait to chit-chat with her about how I can maybe get better at the golf. That would be great. But also, mentally, how she's so damn locked in. Started as a professional as a 17-year-old. Feels like we've known of her for a while. Has placed, a lot of pressure on her to be the next one. And then whenever she's putting well, she's dominant. And she wins back-to-back tournaments here. Mexico yesterday. Last week was the Chevron Championship, which was her 3rd major. Seems to be on a little bit of a heat here. Cannot wait to catch up with Nelly Korda. So it should be a fun day. Toxic Tables at Boston Connor and at Toxic Tone. Ty Schmidt, he's got good life going on right now. He'll be away for a few. We want to tell Ty and his family we love him. Congrats.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
Congrats,
Ty.
Ty.
Love you, Ty. Now, on that note, Kevin, you're sitting right next to a Boston fan that just has nothing really going for him. Nothing really going
Shake
for him.
my hand.
He's wearing a Patriots hoodie, which I think is a good distraction. But if you walk outside, there's only going to be one thing that people are asking about with the New England Patriots, and that's not ball, and that's not making it to
Saw
the
that on
Super
a
Bowl.
graphic.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Interesting.
it was.
Hoops. So, I mean, now you got the Celtics just losing to the Sixers, and I'll tell you what, Sixers look
Pretty good.
damn good at basketball. But Joe Mazzulla, what's going on with this guy? What's going on? Can he win? This guy's favored to win, then he doesn't win. Is he not a winner? When I believe Joe Mazzulla is one of the best up-and-coming coaches, one of the best coaches in the NBA, going to be around for a long time. They're going to talk about him being a hero. Then they start bringing up stuff like, hey, he was favored in this loss. He was favored in this loss. They're supposed to win this one. They're supposed to win this one. They lose this one. This guy can't get the job done. It's like, well, they did win a championship.
They did.
Not enough, though. And I feel like that's how Boston fans feel. So then Boston Celtics fans are like, no big deal. Let's go ahead and turn our attention to the Bruins just got their asses beat by the Sabres. So tough week and tough couple weeks for New Englanders. Are you okay? And what are your thoughts on the state of the second round of these playoffs that no longer have any masshole representation?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. Look, the Boston Celtics, I've seen them lose in the finals at home in recent memory. The Boston Bruins, Game 7, once again at home, seeing them lose in the Stanley Cup Finals. So not the worst possible thing. Now, those things don't happen back-to-back. It was tough having Friday night Sabres get killed, roll right into Saturday. Celtics, Jason Tatum doesn't play all of a sudden. How the hell did that happen? Luka Garza's in the starting lineup. What the hell is going on? And then they lose. So it wasn't great. It was very tough. Unfortunately, it's back to the drawing board. I honestly would rather lose right now, especially as the Celtics, instead of going to the Knicks and getting blown out, and same with the Sabres. So the second round of the playoffs will be great. It started last night with the hockey. Fantastic. And the basketball should be good, too.
NBA's got some sweet stuff happening. Here's some Hembo stats. With the Pistons and 76ers overcoming 3-1 deficits in the series, this marks the first time in NBA history there were multiple 3-1 comebacks in a single playoff round. Then remember, the parity was also being talked about with the underdogs winning and the favorites winning. And the NBA is seemingly predictable throughout the season because there was a lot of teams trying to be ass.
Yep.
A lot of teams walking out there saying, let's be ass tonight. Hey, top down, all ass. Sub them out the wrong times. Sub them in at the wrong times. We're trying to lose
Cheeks
as
only.
much as we absolutely can. Now, those teams are saying, we're trying to rebuild this team. Okay, the only way we can rebuild is if we're ass enough that we could potentially win the lottery and get the number 1 overall pick, and then we get a superstar, and maybe even in this upcoming draft class, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe all superstars. So we got to get up there in the lottery, so we got to be ass now. Well, then there was teams trying to win. So then those teams will run into each other on a very regular basis because there's 82 games in an NBA season, and sometimes there'll be 25-point spreads.
Yep.
Professional sport.
Record.
Middle of season. Record-breaking point spreads in these games because this team's trying to be asked. This team's really good. So we were worried maybe about the NBA playoffs. Is anybody tested or not? Seems like they've been delivering, D-Bud. I love what's been going on. How about the Pistons going down bad?
Yeah.
And then coming all the way back. Cade Cunningham basically putting a team on his shoulders. Had a lot of turnovers in the first 3 games whenever they were losing to Orlando. Still had 25 points, but he had a lot of turnovers. Then he just kind of shut the valve off, and they go ahead and win that thing. The Stones, I believe, is what they're called in Detroit.
No,
Yeah,
The Stones it is.
Fox,
Let's go.
Foxy made that up. I don't know who he made it up with, but I did some boots on the ground research with some Detroiters, and they never heard of Stones. Never.
That's
heard
not
of the
true.
Stones.
I tell you what,
Foxy wouldn't lie to us.
I'm now 39 years old. My daughter is now 3 years old. I had never heard Stones
Ever.
before either, before Foxy just dropped it like last
Oh, yeah.
week. And then he made me feel comfortable and confident that if I drop this, they're going to think I'm White Boy Rick. Maybe I'm supposed to be talking like Detroit. So I was going to say the Stones just kind of fit in up there because we got a little beef with Detroit, a couple people up there, certainly over the years.
Oh, yeah.
So I was trying to fit in. Turns out it made me look like an asshole.
Yeah, me too.
Did you look like
me
an
too.
asshole?
Me too.
I remember Tim the Toolman Taylor saying it on him at Home
Thank you,
Improvement. When he was
Tony.
going, yeah, he was going. It was like, hey, boys, you want to go to the Stones game?
No, he's talking about the Rolling Stones.
And Brad was like, I love the Stones.
Brad needed to stay away from the Stones.
AJ's
okay,
AJ's family.
that is the real deal.
Listen,
Need to stay away
everyone
from the Stones.
forgot we called them the Stones because it's been 18 years since we won a playoff series until now because of Cade Cunningham, JB Bickerstaff, and all the boys. Let's go.
Congratulations.
Stones.
Okay, so maybe we shouldn't have turned that into an immediately a negative conversation because the Pistons have done something they haven't done in a long time.
Yeah.
But I like where the NBA is currently sitting. Lakers move on as well. D-But, your thoughts on the NBA playoffs as they continue to cook? We'll talk to Danny Green here in a bit.
Yeah, every year I love the NBA playoffs, and maybe we thought coming into this season, this first round would have been terrible, but to have 3 Game 7s in the first round was incredible. And then the storylines coming out of this one on both sides. Obviously, injuries are always a part of it when you get to this part of the season with the Sixers. If Embiid is healthy and motivated and playing the way he played in that Game 7, like I know for me, I've been kind of out on him sometimes. It's like, okay, he shows up when he wants to. Obviously, he's hurt a lot, but you can't really control that. But the way he played, the way he gutted out through this injury and kind of set the tone, you clearly see no one can match up once he gets in the paint. Obviously, he can shoot. I hate when he's shooting threes, but him and then Maxey taking over. And in playoffs, you always kind of need that guard to take over and get some buckets down the stretch. He did that. He put the lid on that series. VJ Edgecombe as well. Paul George when he's healthy. So 76ers for me in that East is the team that I really got my eyes on. And then on the West, the storylines with LeBron. It's always going to start with LeBron. And then OKC. Can they go back to back with the MVP, the special season that they're having? Is it Wemby's year? Is it Wemby's time? And then the Knicks, we know. Most of the country is waiting for them to fail and for it to all blow up. And then we hear all the loud Knicks fans say, oh, this year, next year, the coach, to this, to that. So I love the playoffs. I love where we're at right now.
Yeah, we're with great 8 teams playing. All of them can obviously go on a run. Oklahoma City doing it again would be very expected, especially with how they've been playing. But why not Wemby taking over something in the West? He would have to get past Ant-Man and Timberwolves. How is Ant-Man? Remember, he hyper-extended his leg. We'll have Shams join us here in about 15 minutes for a drive-by.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just need a hot 5.
Is he driving an RV or?
Not a deep dive. No, he's doing just a drive-by this entire thing.
Flintstone's car.
Josh Hart of the Knicks actually spoke about Tyrese Maxey, a man you just spoke highly of. Tyrese Maxey, obviously clearly the fastest human on any basketball court, anytime he's on a basketball court. Josh Hart was asked about how he plans on defending him. He said he's going to ask him just kind of slow down.
Smart.
Might help.
Can you chill, dude? Can we do a little bit of that? I used to do that to punt returners. It did work for a couple guys. I think it's not a bad idea. Maybe just plant the seed. I don't think you should say it publicly that you're going to try to do it. I think you should have done it naturally. So he's going to have to find another way to get that message. But Maxey, unbelievable. How about Paul George?
Yeah, still doing
Paul
it.
George having a little bit of a resurgence.
On his birthday.
Joe, happy birthday, May 2nd. He's a May 2nd birthday as well. Shout out to The Rock and David Beckham.
Cool birthday.
It's a good birthday.
Yeah, and I think the Queen, rest in peace. I think she was also
Liz?
born. Joel Embiid, though, he's got. Hey,
He does like to wiggle.
when he does a little turn fade thing, when he's playing, it is unbelievable. That's why I was pumped he chose America to play for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because we knew we were going to need him at some point. What's that, Tone?
I-
Toxic Tone. You don't like that he chose to be a part of the United States of America?
I do like that, but he's played for other countries before, so I just didn't understand how that works. But that's a me problem.
It's NIL, baby. It's
That's
transfer
fair.
portal.
I'm just not cultured enough.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's move away from the NBA before we will revisit it shortly. The NHL playoffs. Okay. we've told everybody that has ears and within earshot of these lips, the NHL playoffs are worthy of a watch, okay? These dudes are flying on blades that are this thin. Broken everything happening in their body. You'll never hear about it. Dangling, going crazy. I mean, just so many storylines, legacies, legends, everything being created in real time in one death-defying feat of a sport, which is hockey. It is just outrageous what hockey is, especially in the playoffs whenever these psychos, they have a daredevil mentality, all these hockey players. These psychos are just like on a do or die every single 40 seconds of their life, which is how long a shift it lasts. They're just out there killing it. Rest in peace to all the teams that didn't survive first round. Okay?
A lot of good teams in there.
A lot of great teams in there.
Yeah, not really.
No, a lot of
lot
really
of great teams in
They're
there.
all banged up, too.
Lot of great teams.
There was a lot of upsets.
Sure.
4 favorites moved on. 4 dogs moved on. And as far as series pricing in the first round of the playoffs, so you never know what's going to happen.
So the NHL showing
Good
up in a
league.
big way.
Parity is what they call it.
Huge.
Let's talk about the first game that we've seen in the second round. Okay, let's talk about Avalanche Wild being wild on the ice. So many goals, 14 different goal scorers. And if you don't like hockey, you have to like excitement. How about there being 15 goals? Let's go to the Wild at Avalanche, okay, which became an immediate classic upon Avalanche goal. Sam Malinksy. Boom! Unbelievable from Malinksy. That's 1-0. Colorado is considered the best team in hockey, potentially best team of all time. 2-0. Jack Drury. Let's go to continue in the first period. Hey, Dangles, Cook.
So sick.
Saucy, off the wall to himself. Watch this replay. Passes it off the wall, off the pad, to himself. Let me go, turn around, bounce it back. Boom. Lacking in. 3-0. This team's going to murder the Minnesota Wild, right?
Yep.
This team's going to absolutely saw 3-0 already in the first period. Minnesota Wild, that was a cute story.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Well, then the Minnesota Wild say, well, why don't we all relax just for a second? Marcus Johansson, 3-1 now, Avs. Still in the first period. Let's go to Ryan Hartman. Grimy one underneath, takes a huge shot. 3-2. Quinn Hughes, brother of Jackie Hughes, the Hughes Hockey Dynasty family, cooks, sauces, goal time Hartman, 3-2. Colorado Avalanche. As we continue here, Nick Blankenberg. What a pass.
Saucy.
Did you see that pass? What's
That's the hockey.
Over 2 sticks, over the hill, through the tunnel. Right to Blankenberg stick.
Sick.
Nasty. 4-2 Colorado. 6 goals. Still in the second. 13 minutes left. This is hockey all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Scored a touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, Tarasenko off his skate. Filthy. Just hi.
King.
Hi.
Oh.
Named after Colorado Avalanche great Peter Forsberg.
Love the Forsberg goal right there in Colorado. 4-3 Colorado. Let's keep it moving here. Quinn Hughes. Get the goalie going back. Stops on a dime. Cuts back. Lefty sensation. He's a defense. Boom. Ched, goal. Just like he had a game winner in a semifinal of the Olympics. 4-3. 4-4 now. Still in the second period. We got 8 goals going. Marcus
Foligno.
He stops on a dime, shorthanded goal, and takes out the net immediately afterwards. Shorthanded goal. With shorthanded in a power play, you normally see fast breaks. Marcus says, I got you, and I'm going to take out your net, punk. 5-4, still in the second. Colorado was up 3-0.
Yeah.
Now they're behind by 1. What happens next? Well, how about Devin Tays? Goal! 5-5, 10 goals. Still in the second period here. Still brewing. Cale Makar, first of 2. This will look very familiar, maybe a little deja vu here in a few. Nazem Kadri, 6-5. Still.
Are we playing defense?
14 minutes left.
No defense.
No defense at all.
Video
Who
game,
cares?
Mark.
7-5. Still in the third. 4:03 left. Quinn Hughes with a nasty backhand dump in there. Matt Zuccarello. Goal. 7-6. Now it's 13. That's a touchdown. 2 touchdowns. 1 missed extra point. Third period, 2:57 left. Cale McCarr once again from the same exact spot. Hi. Cale McCarr, one of the GOATs, they'll say. Now what's the score? Oh, 8-6. 14 goals in the second round of the playoffs. Let's send one in from behind our own blue line. Nathan McKinnon gets one on the empty net.
Jeez.
15 goals, 14 different goal scores.
The overhit.
The overhits in the Avalanche win.
Hockey, baby.
An insane game one against the Minnesota Wild in the second round of the NHL playoffs. If every game's going to be like that, let's go. Let's have one.
Should be.
Hey, let's have one. Goalie's not seeing shit. Defense not doing nothing.
Not standing on their
Electrifying.
heads.
Are they changing the rules so that we doofuses can fall in love with the offense and the excitement like the NFL did?
I certainly hope so. This reminds me of like growing up and tuning in to McGuire or Sosa or Bonds just going yard 2 or 3 times per game. So yeah, maybe just keep the goalies standing on their feet and not their heads.
Let's pivot away from the NHL and its electrifying second round of the playoffs, which started with the Avalanche and the Wild. Let's go to the NFL, which is always a buzzing. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now from a commercial shoot, Adam Schefter. Senior! What up, Senior?
Gentlemen, what's going on?
Hey, how are you doing, man? Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. What do you got going on? You look great in that suit.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that. We are here doing a Masters of the Universe commercial here in Bristol, Connecticut.
Okay, how many lines do you have?
So far, exactly to my capacity, 0. 0 so far.
Are you just on your phone?
I've mastered them.
Are you just on your phone in the back, or what are you doing?
I am wielding a 25-pound sword to try to save the day. And so far, I think I've succeeded. So far.
Well done.
Thank you, Schefter. Thank you,
Shefty.
Shefty. Okay, let's see if you can succeed in your regular job here, which you've obviously crushed at. The pick is in was phenomenal. Were you mic'd up the entire night, and have you watched the clips back and kind of relived what the draft was and how crazy all of it went?
Well, I know that, the funny part about that was someone had mentioned to me that I might be doing it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Like, we'll figure out what we can do. And the next thing I know, NFL Film shows up the day before, and they're like, here, we're going to wire you up, and you'll be wired for 2 straight days, and we're going to be following you in your little pod area. I'm like, whoa. We never went over any of this, and it just kind of dropped on me at the last moment. Nobody called to say this is what's happening, and it's a little embarrassing. I get very intense during these times like that. It kind of comes through. But NFL Films does such a great job with these shows, and it's a real look behind the scenes, a glimpse behind the curtain at what goes in to these trades, these picks, the choices that each team has. I started to watch it last night, honestly was captivated, and then my family and I got diverted by some dog issues, and we will get back to it tonight or tomorrow.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that about your dog issues. Obviously, you understand how that all goes from our side, so positive vibes there. Back to the pick is in. Us watching it, it was interesting because first we realized, Schefter was mic'd up that entire time we were talking to him backstage. Yeah. Fascinating. I think a lot of the boys were trying to recalculate every convo they had. I hope they had you on camera when you walked directly into the puddle whenever George Pickens was intending to sign with the franchise tag with the Cowboys, which he's...
I gotta say that. That was shortly after I found out, or at least was of the mind that there was a real possibility that night that the Rams were going to take Ty Simpson. I got a call literally right before that. And so I was in my own element, and I stepped right into that puddle as I'm standing with you and who else?
Marcus
Fox
Freeman,
there, and Mark Freeman, Marcus Freeman. Yeah, AJ was there, right, exactly. And so, I was in my own universe, not a master of my universe at that moment, and just stepped right into the puddle as I was processing the Ty Simpson information and how it was going to play out that night.
I think you're mastering the universe in your own way. I mean, just completely locked in, oblivious to everything happening around you. We appreciate you wielding the 25-pound sword for us today and that commercial shoot that you're doing for the Masters of the Universe. Let's talk about the stories of today in the NFL. A.J. Brown told a bunch of kids, I love you. Hey, listen, I don't care what you hear. Just know I love you. Okay, and just know that that's the case at his youth camp this past weekend. First of all, love that A.J. Brown does a youth camp in Philadelphia.
Hell yeah.
Love that he does that. Obviously, everybody is presented with the opportunity to do as such. The NFL has a great support system to be able to put these camps on for you. Agencies have put on camps for people. So just doing it and putting the effort into doing it is something in of itself that should warrant a little bit of a celebration to give back to the next generation and to the community. So I appreciate A.J. Brown doing this camp because anybody can. The fact that he does is sick. Now, let's get to what he said. Hey, that sounds a little bit like, it sounds a little bit like a breakup's potentially coming.
Does.
Yeah,
And there's going to be some, I don't care what they say, all right? I love you. Don't you worry about old Uncle AJ. Coach AJ always love you. They're going to say I said bad things about your city. It's not you. Is that what that is? Or how should we view this as he tells these youth campers that he appreciates everything?
Well, I think he knows where his future is headed at this moment, and it'll be a matter of the Patriots and the Eagles getting together to basically process the trade, finalize the trade, make sure it happens. But again, there's nothing that has transpired here, despite all the events in New England, that has deterred this trade from coming off. I still think it is on track. I still think it's going to happen. I still think it will involve a future one, likely a 2028 first-round draft pick. I still think all these elements are in place, and I still think that once we get to June, that these two sides will get together and complete a trade that'll send A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots. Now, again, this morning I was watching ESPN SportsCenter early, and they had a piece where they were doing their features on I scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. And I saw that they had A.J. Brown on this one. They were featuring his touchdown in the Super Bowl. He says, hi, I'm A.J. Brown, Philadelphia Eagles. And I thought to myself, they may have to edit that in about a month here, coming up here. That's what I think. But we'll see how it all plays out.
I like that you can't enjoy content. You have to correct it. I appreciate that. I have a similar issue, but I do like the fact that they have it on tape, and he has a great history with the Eagles. I mean, they did great things together. Hey, that was a great trade by the Eagles for him from the Titans.
Won a title.
Okay, that was obviously worked out very well for both sides. If it is over in June, as if you have basically guaranteed and confirmed, hell of a run. Can't wait to see him in New England. New England people need something to bring him upbeat a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of whoa right now. Got to wait till at least June 1st that something's coming around the bend. Let's talk about some other quick stories here as you have an out in your To Save the World soon. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Schefter, now that the draft has cleared, teams are starting to look at the free agents that were left over. Njoku is visiting the Chargers. Juwan Jennings last week was visiting the Vikings. There's others out there, Bosa, Stephon Diggs. There's a lot of big names left. With those ones, the first ones, Njoku and Juwan Jennings, they let him out of the building. So does that mean he's not going to Minnesota? What's the update on the latest big name free agents?
Those are some compelling names and some players that can help some rosters. And we're past the compensatory draft pick period, so now these players can sign with these teams, and teams don't have to worry about how it will impact their future compensatory draft picks. So I would imagine you'll see some of these guys fall into place here. As you mentioned, Njoku visiting the Chargers. We had Juwan Jennings kicking off with the Vikings last week. These guys have waited for their number, and the number in May is not going to be as attractive as they would like. That's the issue. So at what point do we get to a spot where the players say, okay, I'm willing to live with what they're offering. I'm comfortable enough with what's on the table to accept an offer to move forward. And I think that's the process that all these players, some big name players who could provide some real production, are now going through. And all these guys will get jobs by and large, I think, before training camp. But it'll come in drips and drabs is the way I would imagine it.
Oh, a couple drips and drabs. Let's talk about some drips and drabs quickly, as you have about 30 seconds. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Schefter, very serious situation with Sorsby, and granted, a lot of things have to happen, but let's say that he is cleared and, he is able to enter the supplemental draft. Do you think a lot of NFL teams would be interested in Sorsby? Did you get a read, especially around draft time? Like, hey, there were already teams looking forward to him being in the draft next year, and how do you see that situation playing out if he is, all the legal things are kind of done with?
Kind of, I'm glad you asked that question before I had to go save the universe, because to me, this is a really compelling storyline here that's going to play out here in the next few weeks. If his eligibility is not restored, and I don't know that it will be, there's a real possibility that he will then try to enter the supplemental draft. And the last time I think a player has been picked in the NFL supplemental draft was in 2019. So it's been a while since there's been a player who's picked. And I do think that if he gets into the supplemental draft and the league agrees to have a supplemental draft, all questions that would have to be answered here in the coming weeks, I think that we would get a team that uses a high pick on Brendan Sorsby. Now, I don't know whether that's going to be a first-round draft pick. Interestingly enough, the New York Jets have 3 first-round draft picks. But the way I understand it is, if you're going to give up one of your ones, that could be the highest pick. And so I don't know that anybody in a draft that has this many quarterbacks next year is going to be willing to give up its one. That'll be a question. But I absolutely think that once we get past round 1, if nobody did it there, put in for him, I think we could absolutely see round 2, somebody put in for Sorsby at that point in time. That would not surprise me. And by the way, I wouldn't be floored if he went in the first round either. Like, there are a lot of people that think he is a real talent, a bona fide prospect. And I think this is going to be one of the great storylines that plays out here over the next couple of months. Does he have his eligibility restored? Does he enter the supplemental draft? If he's in the supplemental draft, where is he going? Because I think it's going to be fairly high.
And what's the deadline again for the declaration?
His agent was told by the league that it was June 30th. The league has told me there's no deadline. I think that it's such a rare circumstance that nobody really has the actual answer. They're still sorting through it, but I would think here in the next 5-6 weeks, he'll know. And really, that question will be answered. He hired Jeffrey Kessler, the Northern attorney. If he can get his eligibility restored, not even a question or an issue. But if he can't, and he's going to try to enter the supplemental draft, we have to see if the league's going to have the supplemental draft. I don't think the deadline is the issue, but they'll figure out a way to get it worked out.
Well, deadline is certainly a thought if the NCAA is involved, because they don't move that quick. If he was to, with Jeffrey Kessler, who repped Jordan, I believe, whenever he took on NASCAR in this Monopoly thing that was happening before the season. I believe he's been a part of Bounty Gate. I believe he's been a part. Jeffrey Kessler has experience in these waters, I do believe, so hopefully he's able to expedite the entire process. We'd like to let Sorsby know, though, that if he gets a fresh opportunity to go to the NFL and all this other stuff kind of just stops, if that's the case, not a bad idea there either. But, hey, do your thing, and we hope you get all the help that you need going forward, Sorsby, because you're a hell of a talent. We don't need you wasting it. We need you on the field for at least 15, 20 years. That's how we feel about it all.
Look at the last case that Jeffrey Kessler just won. Look at the last case he just won. The streaming movies case. That was him.
Oh, sure.
This guy, he's the man.
Kind of gets it, is what Schefter's saying. Well, now there's literally millions of dollars at stake here for Sorsby in college or in the NFL. You're the man. Go save the universe, ladies and gentlemen. That's Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter.
Thank you, Schefter, for taking time. Fascinating, though, because if he says he's no longer doing the NCAA in college, then the NCAA investigation would stop, right?
Yeah, unless they have to do what's called but he couldn't even come back, so they wouldn't even have to do.
Yeah, their show
clause.
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Harbaugh just shut it down. He can't get my phone. And I'm going to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can't coach in the NCAA for 10 more years.
Fine. That is literally right.
Yes.
To a T, yeah.
You know, we didn't really hear anything else after. It's like Sorsby could be the first player to be like, what's that? The NFL is saying that I could decide. Today's the day. All right. Hey, we need to see your phone. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking leave.
Yep.
It is interesting for a team like the Jets, like Schefter was talking about, that has 3 first rounds. They're like, yes, we'll do a supplemental. We'll give away one of our first for the 2027 draft, not the first one, maybe the third of our ones.
Yeah, can you designate your second first or your third first whenever you do it? I'd assume it's all negotiable. I think, hopefully he's getting the help and got the help that he needed, and that he's not going to be addicted to this, which it seems like he potentially is. Became part of his daily habit from what we learned and heard and saw. We don't know anything about all of the details, but we just know the vague stuff that's been out there. Hopefully he gets the help, and if he gets another shot to kind of reset his entire life, and it is the league, congratulations, man. I hope you make the most of it. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is senior NBA insider Charania.
Yeah, Sean.
Sean, sorry, we took a little bit there to kind of clear up the Sorsby stuff as we wrapped it up, because he could potentially just walk out on an NCAA investigation, it feels like. But whatever ends up happening, we know that we don't know. We hope that the right thing is happening for Sorsby the human. Now, let's move to the NBA. You guys are already firing coaches, huh? Orlando Magic take the number 1 overall seed, Pistons to 7, and all of a sudden we say, let's get this coach the hell out of here. Is this your standard operating procedure? Immediately after a loss, you move on from your coach if that's the decision you're going to make? And how many of these coaches should we see moving on probably?
I mean, this is just the start, I think, of different coaches that are being under evaluation based on playoff outcomes. And this Magic team, they went out and got Desmond Bane last offseason, and they had expectations to contend in the Eastern Conference. And then this year, they lose in the first round for the 3rd straight year. They were hovering around 500 at different points. Jamal Mosley had a lot of good that happened. 2 division titles, went to the playoffs 3 consecutive years for the first time since 2011 in Orlando. And listen, he's going to get another shot in the NBA. He's going to get another look. But this is a team that had accumulated a ton of expectation on this team. Jeff Weltman, their president, who we just saw right there, he actually got extended during the season right before the NBA Cup Final Four. So he's going to lead the coaching search for the next head coach of the Orlando Magic. But around Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane, this team has aspirations to contend. The problem is, especially those 3 guys, Suggs, Banchero, and Wagner have played about 20% of their games the last 2 to 3 years together. And that is going to be an issue, whether it's for Jamal Mosley or the next head coach.
Wagner getting hurt against the Pistons was a big part of the storyline of the Pistons coming back. A lot of people are saying maybe Dusty May gets poached out of Michigan down to Orlando. Thibodeau, potentially a name being involved. And how do these coaching searches normally go? Are we going to hear all the names that we potentially just think are available?
We're still very early on this process. Anyone that knows anything about Orlando, they're going to keep things, very buttoned up in terms of this is now the start of the process. They fired Jamal Mosley. There was a point that I heard over the last few weeks that even though a lot of people on the NBA expected this outcome if the Magic were to lose in the first round, no real names had surfaced, or there was not that back channel conversation that took place. But now Jeff Weltman and the Magic will be going through their search. I mean, listen, there's going to be a ton of names that get thrown around. I particularly don't see Dusty May. I think he has a good thing going at Michigan. I would expect probably this search to focus on guys with experience at the head coaching position, guys that have had a level of success in the playoffs, taking teams deep, because that's really, if you're trying to compete and contend, that's really what you're looking for.
Okay, let's go to the medical tent. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Absolutely. Some franchise players. These some health updates on Ant-Man, Joel Embiid, and Luka Doncic potentially coming back.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards, just insane. An absolute Wolverine. Today's 9 days to the day he had a bone bruise hyperextension in his left knee. And I'm told today he is pushing the Timberwolves, their medical staff. He wants to play tonight. He has made it clear to the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves internally didn't expect him to really be a viable candidate to play in a game until Game 3 or Game 4 when the series shifts back to Minnesota this upcoming weekend. But Anthony Edwards got a workout in on Saturday. He got in a couple, at least one workout on his own as well, privately. He worked out on Sunday with the team. He has not gone through a full practice. Today he participated in a significant, he did most everything at shoot-around today, drills with the first team. And so he hasn't gotten the full clearance from the team's medical staff. But Anthony Edwards right now, as of this moment, is pushing the team, and he wants to play tonight in Game 1 as this series starts in San Antonio. 9 days to the exact date he had this gruesome looking injury.
Yeah, and his knee, it was disgusting. I mean, I didn't even want to show it on this show. I said, no, we're not showing it because of how disgusting it was. I don't know how he didn't tear shit, break shit. I don't know how none of that happened. Absolutely phenomenal athlete, and what a stud if he's able to make his way back. Okay, let's talk about some of the other guys that he mentioned there. Joel Embiid, can we talk about him? His resurgence back into my life has been fun because they're recirculating all the hits from Joel Embiid, both as a Twitter star. I mean, he was one of the greatest tweeters in the history of Twitter, and obviously, as he's grown older, I think he's kind of fallen out of just demoralizing and ruining people online. I think he's more so focused on other stuff, but Tyrese Maxey's unbelievable. Paul George is having a second coming. It feels like the Sixers are real. Is Joel Embiid going to be able to maintain down the stretch? And are the Sixers a true threat in the eyes of everybody else left for sure, right?
You have to be, especially the way Joel Embiid's playing. And what's crazy is you're seeing him adapt his game. He's changed his game. He was known as this brute force scorer, but he's spending time at 3-point line. He's playmaking. Just for him to be on the court, him at 70-80% of what Joel Embiid is known for is better than most players. I mean, even, period. They're 100%. So Joel Embiid seems to be healthy. He's listed probable to play tonight. In game one. So the expectation obviously is that he plays. But the run that Philadelphia was on, and I just think about everything Joel Embiid has been throughout his playoff career. He's dealt with ligament damages in his knee. He's dealt with ligament damages in his fingers and thumbs. He's dealt with Bell's palsy on his face. He's dealt with orbital fractures. He has had every injury you can possibly imagine on the human body. All around the playoff time, some of them he's gutted out, some of them he's not been able to gut out. And this year, even in that game, in Game 7, it looked like he hyperextended his knee multiple times, and he played through it. He came back just 2 weeks after an appendectomy. Just for him to play, obviously for them, that gives them a chance.
Yeah, hell yeah, I can't wait to watch it. We've been trusting the process long time. Long time over there. Got to go medal, though. Got to go medal. Excited to see it kind of get to the mountaintop. Now let's talk about the Lakers. They got to take on, obviously, the mountain right now. Luka going to be back this series. What are our expectations on Doncic playing basketball?
Yeah, Luka Doncic, all expectation he's going to be out to start the series. My understanding as of yesterday, he hadn't done full-fledged contact work, full-fledged, really, unabated running. Like he hasn't gone full-fledged yet when it comes to that. And so obviously you have to be able to run fully, do some contact workouts, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, whatever, in order to be able to play in games. I know, 1-on-1, 2-on-2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't have enough time in the calendar, I don't think. If he's not doing any...
Don't do that shit.
If he's not doing 1-on-0...
I want to play. That's what Ant
See, Ant, I'm not, Ant is doing these full hard workouts, individual workouts.
Yeah.
And then he's just like,
it's
I'm playing in the
basketball.
game.
Different injuries.
And to be able to run and play, I think
to get better.
I think even if individual you're able to run with no limitations, I think maybe then you're just like, hey, I'm playing. I don't care what you say.
Okay.
But
we know Luka's a dog too.
Yeah.
We know Luka's a dog too. We know he'll have a beer immediately out. We know he's a dog.
I will also say the hamstring is a little bit different than, a twisted knee per se. Like if you're dealing with a bone bruise, hyperextension, some things are pain tolerance. If a hamstring, if you're not able to push off your leg with a soft tissue injury, that can also be different.
Yeah, I mean, hammies just decide too. They kind of pick and choose when you're coming back, when you're not. Yeah. And if you're just not far enough back and you decide to go, the hamstring will punish you. Immediately. It'll say, yeah, actually, we're going to continue to do this, which is always the fear. Can't live in your fears, but you do have to make a decision for yourself and your team. We appreciate you joining us, Shams. You're the man.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Is Giannis getting traded or?
Ask me next time. Ask me next time. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Brown
to Boston,
traded?
maybe?
Is he getting suspended? Is Jaylen Brown going to be in trouble because he's streaming, saying these refs are ass? They got an agenda against me.
Good stream.
It was great.
Pat, I do expect the league to look into this situation. I do.
Tell them to subscribe. Tell them to send some subs. Actually, tell the NBA to look into it and subscribe. We appreciate them doing that, ladies and gentlemen. That's Shams Charania. Ring the bell, NBA. If you're going to watch at least. Yeah. Sub, at least give some subs. You're a league. Jeez, gotta have enough. He did just kind of hop right on there.
Yeah, it was a big time. Just shut up.
You didn't like it?
What are you talking about?
Like, give it a week maybe. To just go.
Sorry, new home.
Okay?
New home. I'm trying to figure it out.
Jeez Louise.
Chair was a little low.
I think Ty likes his feet to ride a little high.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always got his feet up, kind of does his little thing.
We got the things. We got the.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with the NBA conversation with a man who is one of 4 players to win a title with 3 different teams. The Spurs, the Raptors, the Lakers. He was a second rounder out of North Carolina, an NCAA champion. Ladies and gentlemen, a one-time all-defense team, which we like.
Yes, we do.
Bob Wood.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's done it to Cameron too.
Oh, so many times.
One of the best ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Green.
Yeah, Danny.
Hey.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Does this Wood look familiar to you? Huh? This is Cameron.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had some good nights in Cameron. I was fortunate enough to have a good team. I had a good team.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you're a part of that good team, Danny. Thank you for joining us, and we don't feel as if you're going to die at any second. You know, last time when you were joining us, our anxiety through the roof. We know you're a talented driver. We know you understand awareness and everything like that. But at any moment, if somebody was high, we would have felt terrible. So thank you for rescheduling here for us.
I appreciate you guys making it work for me.
Yeah, no problem at all. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Anthony Edwards here. Shams just told us that he is doing everything in his power to play just 9 days after a hyperextension of his knee that caused a bone bruise. Whenever you see a player like Anthony Edwards, his dog mentality is like the only way I can kind of describe it. What do you think that means to his team, and what do you think this means to science if he's able to recover this quickly, Danny?
I think it means more to his team than to science. Like I said, I heard you guys talking about the Luka thing and him. Like I said, his is not as serious of a tendon issue. It's more of a bruise and how much pain he can endure. So, I mean, I think it means the world to his team. Like his team knows that he's not leaving him out there. You know, we've seen other cases where guys have had some injuries where people might question it and they're like, where's he at? Why is he not on the bench? Or why is he not working out with the team? He's actually being around the group and wanting to try to give it a go. And we know how much of a difference it makes for that group when he's on the floor. His numbers against the Spurs this year, I think, pretty astronomical compared to the rest of the season or against other teams. So it would make a big difference in this series if he can play. Even if he does play and is 100% healthy, I don't know. I'd still probably give the edge to the Spurs, but he definitely could make it. He could change that narrative.
You want a title there. Do you have to say that? You feel obligated? Yeah?
No, I don't.
Not at all? You don't? Because that's 3 teams. You're one of 4 players in history to win with 3 different teams. Do you feel obligations to represent for each team individually?
No, I mean, I try to be not biased. Again, when I was talking the Toronto-Cleveland series, I played for both those teams. And I'm probably more tied to Toronto than I am Cleveland. And I said Cleveland would win in 7 games. So, yeah, I'm not tied. I don't feel like I need to say that.
Yeah, I'm just studying the game. There's proof.
No big deal.
Spider's incredible to watch, by the way. Every time it comes playoff time, I think to myself, man, maybe I should watch Cavaliers games during the regular season. And then I immediately remember there's no way I'd be able to do that ever. So I kind of get bummed out about it. But he is a special player, fun to watch. Dog mentality, you talk about it. He has it obviously in bunches. I appreciate the fact that tonight on NBC we have 2 bangers. Sixers at Knicks at 8 o'clock, and then 9:30 Wolves at Spurs. That's going to be a late one, but obviously the Wemby Anthony Edwards show will be worth it. Let's talk about the Sixers and Knicks. Sixers just knock out the Boston Celtics in such a beautiful fashion, you know? The Sixers are coming. The Sixers are coming. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. And he would be playing, he's Joel Embiid. Now, what are the chances here that the Sixers are able to continue to go here? And is this the Knicks' best path to continue to move forward to try to win a championship?
Yeah, I think this is their best go, but it's not going to be an easy one. This is a tough one. It all depends on how healthy Joel is. He was pretty banged up in the series of Boston and got even more banged up toward the end of that series. He took a shot to the knee, ankle, like a couple people landed on him. Obviously, he's kind of on the floor a lot, so that doesn't help. And Tyrese Maxey's been playing at a high level. Paul George, another guy that's kind of reemerged himself and looking like a younger PG. So those guys have been playing well. VJ Edgecombe has been hooping some, but it's really going to rely on how healthy, Joel is matching up with Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. Like those 2 guys have really dictated the series because of how they control the boards and rebounds. And then, it's going to be a challenge for their wings. But if Joel is healthy, they have a pretty good shot. They went to 7 games 2 years ago, with the same kind of group. It shows you how powerful that Joel is and Tyrese Maxey are as a duo.
I would love to see the Sixers go, just for the Philadelphia fans.
Yeah.
Because this Sixers team has been hyped for, 10 years now?
Long process.
Right? Has it not been? They've made a lot of moves in and out to try to hype it up even more. Paul George going over there was a massive ordeal. Yeah, now it's just like Paul George is on Joel and Tyrese Maxey's team, which is a crazy even thought and all, because Paul George can rattle off, 15 straight if he really gets going in the middle of it. Good for Philly. Good for the Sixers fans. Good for Embiid, too.
Seriously.
They need it. They definitely need it.
Embiid's been embattled, and beating the Celtics is obviously special. Let's go to the West here with obviously a potential dynasty in the making. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, obviously this Lakers-Thunder series, it always starts with LeBron. You beat him in the finals. You won the finals with him. What is it about him on this level? And then what makes OKC so great of a team? And then how do you see this series going?
which makes OKC so great. I mean, they have great defense, but it starts with the collective chemistry. Like off the court, on the court, they actually enjoy playing together. You know, they've been together for a couple of years. You don't see that often in the NBA. Like now even in college because of NIL. The teams that went far in a tournament, the teams that had juniors and seniors that have been together 3 or 4 years, like this group has been together for a couple of years now. They have some experience. They have championship DNA. They have a leader in Shea, one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. And only thing that Lakers have a chance because Jalen Williams is out. But Bron, he always gives you a chance. And now you have Austin Reeves back. And they're also playing together as a collective. That's the reason why everybody counted them out against Houston. But that's the reason why they beat Houston, because guys like Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard stepping up. And toward the end of the season, that last month, they really came together and bonded defensively, offensively. And they're used to playing without guys because all year long they've had Austin out, Luka out, and Bron out. So they know what it's like, what it takes, and who needs to step up when one of those guys goes down. So it's going to be a fun series. Still give the edge to OKC. See, I'm not biased. I'm a Laker, but I'm going to give the edge to OKC. And I think this probably goes, I like to see it go 6 games.
6 games, okay. You like OKC in 6. I watched that Oklahoma City team do what they did last year, kind of start this entire crazy pace. And then we ran into Caruso at one of the college game days. And he was like,
in Miami, right?
Yeah, and I was like, how are you guys doing? He's like, yeah, we've lost like 2 games or something like that. I'm like, what? This Oklahoma City team's just been dominant, right, from jump, Danny? Is it a clear head and shoulders difference between them and every other team throughout the season and everything? Or do they have some faults that maybe LeBron James will be able to figure out?
They are vulnerable. They were head and shoulders to start the season. They started off like 24-1, but since then, there's another team that they're not playing right now out west that kind of had their number, but they've shown some vulnerability. But toward the end of the season, Shea has just been on a tear, even without J-Dub. And I think that's where it said they have injuries. They've been guys in and out of lineup. So that's where they show some vulnerability. And I guess they weren't great at shooting from the perimeter. So we'll see. Obviously the game is about makes and misses and who's going to shoot well from the perimeter. But defensively, I think that's where the difference is, and that's why
Oklahoma City is favored to win the championship. That's right, Danny.
In the past, 3 or 4 years.
That's right, Danny. Absolutely. As you cut out there, I finished your thoughts. I think you said something differently than I said, but we both kind of got to the same place at the same time. LeBron James, fun fact, same age as both head coaches in this series.
Oh, that is
same
cool.
age as
Wow.
JJ and Dags. So shout out to LeBron, another head coach on the floor. That's kind of how it's always been chatted about. I love that the NBA is crushing. I love that the ratings are all the way up and to the right. Now, I also like that there's some drama brewing, Danny. Former player, obviously multiple-time champion, now one of the talking heads of sport. Can't wait to get your thoughts on all this. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Danny, he's talking about Jaylen Brown going live on Twitch. As a Celtics fan, I appreciate the access you get, and then at a certain time, it's like, hey, when you say your favorite season of basketball was the season that you played without Jason Tatum, that kind of rubs some fans the wrong way, myself included. He did mention in there kind of talking about how, the NBA has a flopping problem. Like Joel Embiid flops. He flops. But at the same time, he also knows it's going to help them win and, basically help his team. The same conversation goes on with SGA, who we were just talking about, kind of knowing your spots and just knowing how the game is called. What is kind of your entire take about the whole entire kind of flopping thing? I know a couple years back they tried to change it where kind of the landing zone, where if it wasn't an unnatural shooting motion and you did that, then it wasn't actually a foul. That kind of seems to have dwindled to the back, and that is getting called again. How do you think they fix it, and can they fix it?
I think they can fix it. Well, first, I want to say I think Jaylen Brown had an unbelievable season, and I don't think he meant his favorite season was without Jason Tatum. I think it was, as a collective, they had a great season as a group, and adding him at the end of the year.
He said it twice, Danny. It's his feelings.
He's allowed to feel how he feels.
So am I.
They hooped. They showed a lot of character, and he had his best season. And this was a team that had no expectations before the beginning of the season, and they changed that narrative and those expectations throughout the season because of how well they played. But he's right. He's not wrong. I just think the timing was wrong. Like, great message, great messenger, wrong timing. Right after Game 7. You probably wait a little bit of time, but there is a flopping issue. And as a defensive person, I'm more biased toward the defense. I would like to see the defense have more, abilities allowed to play it, and be more physical. Only certain teams, certain players are allowed to, but there's a way to cut out the foul baiting. And great players will adjust. They'll still be great. They'll still find ways to score and still get to the free throw line. But there is a flopping problem, and they can change it. They emphasize, the beginning of the season, the flopping where they call technicals. They haven't done that in a long time. So there is a way to change it. The referees have to referee the game differently. And, I mean, we'll see if that ever happens, but there is a flopping issue in our league. And it kind of, I think, deteriorates the product when you have to see so many free throws throughout the game when you're just trying to watch the flow of the game. But it's definitely doable. Something you can change, and I don't think he's wrong.
James Harden was back on his bullshit yesterday. It was awesome.
Yep.
It was great to see. It's like if Bob Ross was to come back from heaven and start painting again, you would have to watch it. James Harden had a classic from half court. Guy accidentally puts his hand out. Boom, shooting a three, shoots 3 free throws, gets to 18 points. Okay, it's fourth quarter. It's like he's definitely getting to 20. Everybody on the court should have known that. He gets right past half court, 2 guys on him. He literally bounces off a guy, dives out of bounds, spears the coach into the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this entire thing. Gets 2 more, we're at 20. For sure. It was spectacular to watch. I think he's the first one I think of whenever I go back to, like, being able to get
manipulating.
Baiting.
Yeah, he was so good at, I mean, it was.
Yeah.
And then it was.
He's a master class. He was one of the first guys to kind of know how to manipulate the game a little bit. But I would say he was a guy that got hit quite a bit. They stopped calling it for him, but there was other guys like Trae Young that learned how to stop, jump backwards. They changed rules for certain guys. Jalen Brunson's in there, SGA is in there, even Luka, Jokic, Joel Embiid. Like, there's a lot of guys in there. And the stars, they could say that about every MVP that's won MVP because they got a lot of free throws. And the argument was you can't touch them. It's a skill to know how to draw fouls, but also be that good where guys can't stop you and have to foul you a lot of times. But James is one of the originators, and that's how he was one of the best scorers in this game because he also knew how to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. And if you didn't guard him, he was going to make the shot. So he kind of got you in a spot where you got it. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Actually, we're shooting 3. Thank you so much. You're the best, ladies and gentlemen. That's Danny Green.
Yeah, Danny.
Get this guy half court, accidentally puts his hands out.
You're done.
Yup, thank you.
It's tough.
Shoot that. The thing hit off the side of the backboard. Hour 2 on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Might change your life.
And the commissioner, Roger Goodell, making his way to open night 2 of the 2026 NFL Draft.
Come on, Pittsburgh.
And here's a familiar face and voice to make the announcement. Well, look out, everybody. Here comes McAfee.
They said yins are getting soft. Yins are getting tired. Are you Yinzers getting exhausted from so much football celebration or no? 0 arrests last night in the NFL draft compound. Pittsburgh Yinzers, congratulations. Now, the Indianapolis Colts first-round draft pick was Sauce Gardner, and he's better than all of your first-round picks for sure. The Indianapolis Colts have not won the AFC South in 12 years. That changes this year. Jim Irsay from the football heavens cured Daniel Jones's torn Achilles. Michael Pittman got sent to the Steelers, and in return, we got football gods with the 53rd pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. The AFC South Kings, Indianapolis Colts select C.J. Allen, linebacker from Georgia. Go Dogs. Listen, there's a lot of negativity about the Indianapolis Colts. What you need to do to all that negativity is you crush it up, you put it into your palm, and you think to yourself, does any of this matter anymore? No. The future is the only thing that matters. The Colts are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Way better than you bum-ass Chargers fans down here. I'm joking. I like your team. I like the Colts more. I also like, with this 78th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Indianapolis Colts select A.J. Halsey, DB out of LSU. See you at the Super Bowl, bums. Cheers.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this magical Overreaction Monday, May 4th, 2026. Hour 2 of this program begins now.
Sports
Are the greatest, and we're so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to chat about it every single day. Thanks to you. We have no idea why you watch, but we appreciate that you do. The fact that you spend time with us is kind of baffling, but we are eternally grateful for it. Hopefully you'll continue to do as such as we continue to bullshit about everything happening in the wonderful sports world. The Toxic Table is here, but looks a little bit different. At Boston Connor, sitting next to Toxic Tone.
How you doing?
Ty Schmidt, celebrating life. We appreciate you, Ty. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler is here. Sweet hoodie,
Yes,
D-Batch.
sir. Thank you. Someone sent it into the Thunderdome a few months back around Veterans Day, so thank you. Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to your dad as
Hell yeah.
well.
Shout out Pops.
Shout out to your family.
Yep.
Shout out to the vets. Shout out to everybody that sends something to the Thunderdome. And just know that's about a 10% hit rate on whether or not,
Then send it 10%.
for a reason.
Boom.
For a reason.
Hell yeah.
But not everything makes it through. Obviously, we have gates outside, so whenever delivery shows up, it doesn't make it past gate. Then it goes into a purgatory world that we don't know where it is.
Yep.
Some things get in. Some things are not really boxed that well, so they kind of just blend in with everything else, and they never get seen. Some things have incredible boxes. For instance, Kennywood sent me a sign that
Oh, did that.
can't wait to unwrap that.
That's a classy organization.
Yeah, another
It is.
sign, I don't know if you saw a slew of polos.
Love that.
Yeah, I got steel curtain polos.
Oh, the ones we didn't pick up.
What?
They just sent them in the mail. I like that. I
That's not
respect
true.
that move. I'm assuming whatever you got looks just like that thing, by the way.
What's
right there.
that?
I mean, you see it right there, right now, bottom left on
It's a good logo.
on the screen. It's fantastic. Double down. Maybe sent a bigger one. Made it impossible to get out of the box. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved everything about it. Unboxing these things is certainly a problem, and if we do get just a little bit, it's like whenever you're golfing and a ball goes into the rough,
Sure.
and it disappears. We've all seen it here, right? I'm done looking for it. It's all in this area. I'll drop it here, okay? If it's hard to find, we're moving on.
Oh, yeah.
The box is tough to open. We move on.
Toss it.
Well, you got to package things with care.
No, I understand, but I don't need 50
Well,
wraps of tape around that thing. Okay, both sides, triple sides. Don't need that.
maybe it's a glass Fabergé Kennywood sign.
You know what? You're right. Thank you so much.
Nah, we see it. It's yellow wood right there. It's
No,
still wrapped up
I'm not
because of
just
all the
talking-
damn tape.
I'm not just talking about the incredible
Oh.
sign here. I'm talking about everything that comes in here. We're very grateful for it, but just know that it is hit or miss on whether or not it makes its way into us and whether or not we see it. But if you send it in, we appreciate you. If you watch, I appreciate that. And that hoodie is awesome. Thank you to your dad and to all veterans out there. Joining us now is a man who has led a franchise in tackling for how many years now?
I just
Curly was doing
Since
it back
him
in,
or forever?
Since him. How long has he been leading it for? Probably 7, 8 years, 10 years?
Yeah, it was probably 2015 when you're
11
2014.
years
He's been
now?
retired
Yeah.
for 10 years.
And he probably got it before he...
So maybe 2012.
13, 14,
least
15
10
years.
years,
This guy's been the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers for 15 years.
So easily.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And the next closest, the guy who's kind of chasing him down, he signed with the Raiders. So it looks like there's going to be Another.
Restart the clock.
Yeah, restart it.
Oh, a man who's going to be the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers for at least 2 more generations. A college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Hawk.
Yeah.
Oh, good haircut today on A.J. Hawk. How are you, pal?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Life
You
is,
all right?
life is good over here, you know? Daughter's birthday today. Happy birthday to Mackenzie. I appreciate everybody's well wishes and being kind to me over the weekend, all the happy birthday wishes I got. AJ, it was good for my soul to see the nice things, you know? Usually I hate these things. I get really uncomfortable. People were saying really nice stuff to me. I needed it. You know, life had been lifing pretty good there for a bit, and people were super kind, so I'm very grateful for that. Birthdays are nice, man. You know, perspective is normally something that can only come from a devastating situation. I thought about this morning, more so than maybe ever, especially with Mackenzie's 3rd birthday. Normally perspective comes from like bad things. Man, Mackenzie's 3rd birthday is an incredible thing. Great perspective coming from that. My birthday, great perspective coming from that. It's like anytime you can get a reset on how life is kind of being viewed by you, I view it as a good thing. And this weekend was special. This morning was awesome celebrating with her. And yeah, life is good, AJ. Sports are awesome too. We got our Final 8 in the NBA and in the NHL. The MLB is continuing to absolutely crush it. The NFL has drama all the time. Life is good, AJ. How are you over there?
Oh, I'm doing great. Obviously, it is weird getting older. You're right, but it gives you perspective on certain things. And I think the good thing is you start to not worry about the dumb garbage stuff that you tend to worry about when you're a younger person, maybe. So that's a good thing. I think age will bring you at times, especially having kids too. You realize, like, all right, man, like we're okay. My kids are fine. We're okay.
I had a full conversation about whether or not I wanted to continue to be petty in my 40th trip now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not there. I decided.
With who, yourself or?
I mean, you got to be you. You got to be you.
Yeah, but perspective, you know, that would be something that I could get rid of. You know, 'cause
Evolution.
I could get rid of it, but I said it deserves to at least see 40.
Sure.
You know, it deserves to at least make it.
Might as well bring it over the hill with you.
Exactly, and then maybe we put her down. You know, because then we'll move on. But it was a nice little, hey, what do I want to continue to carry? Because this would be my 40th, right? Right now I'm doing it. This is my 40th.
Yeah.
Because you're 0 for the first year.
40th trip.
Because when you turn 39, you've completed your 39th trip, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't turn 1 until you've gone 365 days. So, like, this is currently my 40th trip, I believe, around the sun. So it's like, how do I want this one to go? I had a full conversation with myself. This first time.
Out loud? Was it out loud?
A couple of them made their way to my ears. You know, normally it was inside, and then
do it sometimes.
I'd catch myself late going, yeah, but why would I do that? And who am I talking to right now? Myself. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Maybe we stop that. Maybe we don't do that for the 40s. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see what I want to continue to do. And I do believe Mackenzie's the main changer and driver of basically everything in that. You know, it's cool.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
That is how it works. You're right. And she's getting at the age too where it's getting super fun. You got another one on the way and you know, you already heavily involved in sports. I heard you talking about her young soccer career already early in the show today.
That's right. 2030, she's going to be, or 2040, she's going to be the youngest ever, I think, in the World Cup. And then
we need her.
She's ready. She's ready. And the women's national team for soccer has been so good for so long. She understands that it's an elite bunch, and she's going to work for it. She understands. She's going to understand. She's got to work for it. She's got a lot of energy, which I like.
Huge.
She's a little bit of a pitbull, which I do like. And I think she's naturally kicking the ball lefty, which is good because we got some messy tape to show her. You know, we got some. He is, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's continuing to just carry that team down there, entire franchise. What a genius David Beckham is. Let's go ahead and invest in this entire thing. And
struggling a little bit in our new stadium, but he made an appearance at the Miami.
Why can't we speak after a big loss? That's all I heard about.
Well,
Messi's dodging accountability?
No. With the loss per se.
They sent the youngsters out there for him, they said.
They do the same thing every game. Messi never talks.
Why doesn't he talk?
Why doesn't he talk?
Doesn't have to.
He
dude.
can't be held accountable.
He doesn't like talking. He just likes kicking.
The CR7 don't exist anymore?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, you see CR7 in the Saudi League yesterday? Watch some highlights, dude.
Nobody watches that Saudi league.
Exactly.
Nobody watches either league. Does it matter?
Actually, it's sold out. Every Inter Miami game was 76,000 at the last game.
Hey, the stadium looks awesome. Have you seen it? It's all pink.
No, I haven't seen it, Pat.
Why not?
He just scored.
Coming.
I think he just scored.
I'm just kidding. Was it one of the nights I was at the bar? It was on one of the TVs. So
the stadium looks sick. That's the first time that I've seen. I guess Columbus built a stadium and everything, and I assume there's a big highlight of that. And we know the Pittsburgh Riverhounds have an incredible stadium down there by the river, that's obviously filled up. But that Miami one looked big. You said 76,000 people were in a strictly MLS stadium?
No, that was in an away game. This one's not that big. They played at a massive stadium. I forget who it was again. It was a few weeks ago. Maybe Dallas. It was 76,000.
I got a bad feeling. I thought they were doing 76,000 a night down there.
Nah,
that'd be cool.
It's too much. Way too much.
Yeah, that's dreamland.
Yeah.
Though they might get there.
How was the F1 down there in Miami? I heard it was a dream come true.
Phenomenal. Messi made his presence felt. He showed up in a few different garages, but the most probably pictures or content you saw was from the Mercedes garage because young Kimi Antonelli has won his third race in a row. 19-year-old
That name has a certain sound to it.
Yep, young Italian man. Mercedes won all 4 races this year. He won the last 3. First driver ever to convert his first 3 poles into 3 victories.
So it sounds like it's pretty easy. A 19-year-old just coming in there and just winning this thing. What's his name? What's the Paisan's name?
I mean, sometimes you have a Wemby or a LeBron or a Luka come along and just dominate early. He dominated on every level. They sped him up, put him up in the top car, and last year was his rookie year, and this season he's been dominating. Got a great car as well.
Yeah, well, great car obviously helps. 19-year-old winning's good for the future. But we want to talk about what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you posting about it.
What's that?
Max Van Verstappen is he no longer a crown getter for you? This guy's a loser now? Max Van Verstappen is a loser?
He doesn't like the car this year.
Max, he doesn't like the cars. He doesn't
Last
like
year
the
either.
regulations. But I mean, Max is kind of always a potter. He's always potting.
Oh, you've been
about
potting?
shit,
That's why you like him.
You were his biggest fan,
But you love Max Van Verstappen?
He's not about potting.
You like potting,
He
huh?
dominates, and they expected some shitty conditions. He was starting at P2, so I'm like, all right, it's going to be rain. It's going to be some shit.
That's
Max
second
has
place?
figured out. Yep.
Yeah, place 2 is what they
Hey,
call
now you
it.
know.
So he finished-
You know P2
pole
is.
So he finished. Did he finish in second? Then I would assume.
No, he finished, I want to say maybe 6 or 7.
Oh, this guy sucks.
He went on a very risky strategy. Didn't work out.
Vander Sloppy.
What was that, D-Butt?
Van der Sloppy, Van Versliding down the chutes and ladders quickly, it sounds like. So this guy goes backwards instead of forwards in races now? Maybe we don't bet on him, huh? How about it? Maybe we quit on the league.
Where's the goat?
Nah.
Maybe quit on the whole
Lewis?
Where's Sir Lewis?
He's getting married, allegedly.
Yeah, he's all caught up.
When's he going to put his boots back on and get behind the
He's still
wheel?
driving for Ferrari. They're up there. Mercedes dominate right now. It's
How's Cadillac
McLaren,
doing?
Ferrari.
Yeah, how's our guys doing?
It's Cadillac's first year. Look, so
Okay, so good.
We're ass.
They're struggling. You see them down there, right above
Better than
Aston
Aston Martin. They've been around for a long time.
They both got 0? How?
It's tough to get points, man.
The top has 180. They have 0.
100.
You can't just walk in and get points. It's the pinnacle. This ain't
Cadillac has 0. So how many opportunities have they had to get points?
4 races. You got to get up in the top 10 to get a point.
Oh, we're ass.
So they're both just.
Well, their facility's
Cadillac.
not even done yet. I don't
It's tough.
expect. I don't know how they're supposed to win their facility. They don't have a facility.
Okay, let's not mock anything that's happening with Cadillac. We assume they will go from Cadillac back to Cadillac at some point.
Bingo.
Because that is what Cadillac, especially American-made cars in teams.
How long is the Dodge deal? Dodge Ram?
With who? With us? I don't even know.
Is it still going?
I'll tell you what,
Nice
Cadillac,
vehicles.
not too shabby.
Yeah.
First purchase was a Cadillac Escalade the day I was drafted. I did not know that the money was not going to come for a few months. I almost got that thing repoed, but I'll tell you what, we were rolling, weren't we, Nick? That first day with Cadillac Escalade, playing I'm So Paid by Akon.
Never forget it. Those were the good old days.
Those were the good old days, just flying around. Living, absolutely. Cadillac, the good old days. Yeah, I think that is certainly the case. But also, if I need to run something over or pull something,
Yeah, now we're talking.
especially out here in Indiana with some of these roads, I'm driving my Ram truck, 2500 heavy duty.
Hell yeah.
You ever heard that thing?
The Rebel?
Yeah.
Rebel Ram, yeah.
You're talking about whenever you hit that gas pedal, all you hear is ram, 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 ram,
The
ram.
diesel.
That's right. No. Yeah, it is.
He can go both.
Sure. You sure?
Huh?
You sure?
Yeah, man, I'm pretty certain about it. I mean, that's just kind of.
It turns on with both.
Don't look at the screen.
That's just
Way
kind
to warm up the engine.
That is kind of what I do. Okay.
You pulling things a lot with that? You said it could pull things.
Oh, so many things.
And push.
I hook them right up to the. I got 2 balls hanging from the tail.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, tailpipe.
Pair of testicles,
2
yeah.
of them down there. No, I don't know what your truck's talking about. I know what mine's talking about. Okay, let's talk about some things happening around the NFL. Malik Willis, the new face of the Miami Dolphins, was invited to go throw the opening pitch. You know, a little ceremony. Welcome to the city. Let us show you some support. He walked right out there on the mound, and I'll tell you what, if this is how his Dolphins career is going to go, The only thing they're going to be celebrating is that 1972 Dolphins team for the rest of their lives, if you know what I'm saying. Certainly a fascinating throw. I appreciate the fact that he wore a glove out there onto the mound. I assume he warmed up and lathered up. We know that stadium is electrifying, so maybe he was just a little bit juiced up to put on a show. AJ, your first immediate thoughts whenever you see Malik kind of airmail one to start his Miami career?
I'm actually very happy to see this. I think the number one thing is you just don't want to bounce it in. Sometimes it's hard if you're not used to pitching off a mound. You fall down like that, and it brings your arm down, and boom, that thing bounces to the plate. So absolutely, I think he was aiming to try to hit the backstop behind the catcher.
Smart.
Yeah, I think there is a chance he was trying to put on a little bit of a show, showcase how strong his arm is. D-Bud, I know you saw this as a member of the Doll fam, the Fins Up community. What was your first thoughts whenever you saw this Miami Dolphins quarterback not be able to complete a throw-in catch?
If I would have saw this a couple months ago before we start thunderballing in here and I realized how hard it is to find the strike zone, maybe had a different feeling. But I saw this and I saw you throw it in the chat and tried to mock my quarterback. So obviously I went and did some research, scoured the internet and said, hey, great quarterbacks, shitty first pitch. And a lot came up, including the baby goat, Patrick Mahomes.
What?
So I saw him struggle as well. And this guy played baseball. He was on the USA Juniors. I believe he got drafted, if I'm not mistaken, to play baseball. His pops was obviously a big league pitcher for a long time. So if Patrick Mahomes is doing this and run off, rattle up a couple of Super Bowls, I think Malik Willis would be just fine.
Okay, so you're saying ipso facto, if Pavlov's dogs throw it over catcher, become baby goat.
Yep. Over, too. It's important that it's over, high, like AJ says, not bouncing. He's aggressive.
That's senior behind the plate, though.
That was Patrick Mahomes Sr. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes the second, junior?
Yep.
I think he is junior. I thought he was. I think he is.
I think on his.
Man, my brain.
It's got the second up here on his.
Okay, the second, Patrick Mahomes, the second, who would obviously then request the internet to find another first pitch that he has done in the past where he threw an absolute inside strike, nibbling on the edge a little bit there. You know, Patrick Mahomes will go on to have some success. I appreciate the fact that he, Brett Veach was on last week, and I said, it feels like the first time Patrick Mahomes is kind of overlooked, right? Doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah.
It really
Not talked about it all. Yeah.
Nobody really thinks much of the Chiefs. The big conversation about the Chiefs is that Travis Kelce's coming back. It's not like, hey, Chiefs are going to win a Super Bowl.
No.
Nobody's like saying Chiefs are Super Bowl bound right now. A lot of people are saying the AFC is actually brand new, let alone the AFC West, which has a lot of big-time names out there. And for me, it's just like Patrick Mahomes getting a chance to build another chip on his shoulder after he's already been a made man, already put together a Hall of Fame career. And if we know anything from listening to Tom Brady speak whenever he retired, Drew Brees speak whenever he retired, Peyton Manning whenever he wrapped up, it's like they are collecting everything whenever they are trying to find their motivation to continue to go. And it feels like the absence of anything being said about Patrick Mahomes could certainly be a motivator for a man who's healing way ahead of schedule, they're saying, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, I think this is great. And Andy Reid has to love this and where they are in the offseason, especially heading into camp, because whenever you're riding high and things are going great, coaches, that's when they are the most nervous. Like, hey, I got to de-recruit these guys. I got to get on these guys every single day and make sure that they're staying with it and they're staying locked in. I think now, like, a lot of the work is done for you because of all the your season didn't go very well, but it's amazing how quickly people, I guess, forget their greatness. So I think, I'm looking for big things from Pat Mahomes and this whole team.
To be clear, whenever they were winning and they were playing good during their dynasty run, they would win in ass fashions.
Yeah.
You know, like it wouldn't be like a massive blowout. They were notorious non-coverers. They lost me so much money. Just the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. I would just get into a microphone. Are the Chiefs still in Kansas? Yeah. Do the Chiefs still have Andy Reid? Yeah. Do they still have Pat? Yeah, then the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. I would take them every single week. And they would lose me money every single week because they never covered. But the covering and the spread was always on what we thought of the Chiefs, which was a team that would always win, which they would. They would inevitably win. There'd be some third down in the fourth quarter where Patrick Mahomes would hit Travis Kelce. There'd be some miraculous play that would take place. They were must-watch. Mahomes in of himself is must-watch, but they would very rarely blow people out. So that obviously led to people, especially if you're winning all the time, saying, oh, the football gods are blessing these guys. They're just getting lucky. They're actually not that good. And then once they do have a season where they are ass and he gets hurt, everybody comes out and said the signs were there that they were never really that good, and that's not what the Chiefs get a chance to kind of work off of.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is you're not hearing Chiefs talk. I don't hear any anti-Patrick Mahomes talk though. Like, it's always the O-line stinks, He's been their leading rusher, whatever, the past few years. They haven't been able to run the ball at all. The weapons when Rashee Rice is not in there are not great. Travis is getting old, blah, blah, blah. So it's not like, I don't think it's an anti-Patrick thing. It's just a anti, like, hey, he just hasn't been the Superman the last couple years that he has been the years before, being able to carry a team that may have flaws.
Okay, let's go from Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs not getting talked about enough to something else that got talked about a lot, and it should. You see Peyton Manning shotgunning beers up there with Josh Heupel?
Mm-hmm.
You see Joey Aguilar up there shotgunning some beers with Luke Combs? Now, Luke Combs, notorious great shotgunner of beer.
Yep.
He inhales that thing.
Puts it down.
I mean, he sucks that beer out of the bottom of that hole. Now, shotgun is obviously a science experiment to get a beer out of a can quicker.
Yeah.
Okay? You got an intake hole, you got an outlet hole, you got some gravity working with you, and also air pressure kind of working for you. So that beer can shotgun literally out of that can into your gullet. Luke Combs, notoriously good shotgun taker of beer, has actually done it so often and so well that some people say this guy's got to have gimmick cans.
Ooh.
He's got to have no beer inside of there. That actually leads to him throwing cans at people, saying, hey, why don't you go ahead and come on and dance if you want to. Peyton Manning loves a nice cold beer. We know that.
Yes, he does.
He loves an ice cold beer. He went ahead and chugged one. Heupel, we assume he can delete some beers.
Yeah.
We watch him in front of 100,000 plus with Luke Combs do just as such. Aguilar's up there doing his thing. It's like, I love what these musicians are doing with these college tours, because a lot of these college stadiums, I assume, aren't necessarily built for a world-class show taking over the entire place. Now, granted, Neyland Stadium here is outrageously nice. It is beautiful. It is upgraded. It's 114, I think, 113,000, I forget, 108, whatever it is, 1,000 people. But I like this happening in a showcase of the college sports communities coming together. We obviously have seen them over the past couple of weeks. We hope that will continue. Zach Bryan did Michigan, 114,000 people or something like that. It's unbelievable what's going on. And I like the boys chugging beers and having a good time out there, AJ.
Yeah, it's great. But, I mean, can we get someone to walk out with Morgan Wallen in Vegas? What's going on, man? He's so upset. Who are the 5 people that bailed on this guy?
I don't know. And why would you? You know, it had to be a scheduling thing, but
yeah, or a magician. A trick went wrong.
I was lucky. I was potentially, and maybe somebody was there, was just invisible.
Yeah, there you go.
You never know. And maybe he didn't even know.
Right.
Maybe somebody got bored there. You got some flaky ass people in this town. I do love that. I like that he called it out too. Anytime that takes place,
Vegas.
I'd like to let Morgan though. Hey, the solo dolo walkout I think hits pretty good too.
He also plays.
I was very lucky to be a part of one of the first ones alongside Tyrese Halliburton. That's a good time, man. I mean, that is good. Watching him kind of go through his process before the concert. Like Coach Saban did it down there in Tuscaloosa with Morgan just a few weeks back. I'll be excited to get Coach Saban's thoughts on Morgan's pre-show kind of routine, because there is exercise, workout, group. Like there is I believe a routine, because he's sprinting that stadium basically throughout his show as he continues to go there. So, yeah, it's cool, man. It's an incredible thing. He's in Indianapolis this weekend.
Oh, really?
I can't wait to see who comes
Lucas
out.
Oil?
What's that?
Lucas Oil?
Yeah, he's in Lucas Oil. Sold out a couple times. Guy sells out everywhere.
Yeah.
Luke Combs selling out 100,000
Tickets
plus.
are not cheap.
There it is.
Yeah, this is the early days of this thing, I think. I'm not 100% sure how many there were. That was fun. Dude,
Has
Taylor
anyone ever
Swift?
tripped?
I don't think anybody's ever tripped, but there's been somebody that's got hit with something, right? Didn't something happen?
I don't know.
It's an incredible, it's classic wrestling, but also it's a great way to fill time. He also, him and Theo Vaughn, I think for his most recent tour, put together an entire sketch basically about turning on the stage. I think it's really smart, because how do you keep people so entertained that are in the top rows whenever you're just by yourself? You know, this is like a professional wrestling question. Like, how do you entertain everybody in the top whenever you're a ring down here in the middle? So the entire spectacle is a rather big piece of the puzzle, and also like kind of moving around. The way these musicians have been able to captivate stadiums, very, very fascinating, because the sophistication of their shows, I believe, if you were to look at them over the last 10 years, has really evolved, with everything they're trying to do. I mean, we went to Taylor Swift down at Lucas Oil Stadium. That entire thing was
insane.
You were a part of the show. You know, like how do you kind of make the show? Oh, you got to be like a part of it.
Immersive, right? It's like an immersive situation, like almost like the Sphere, but not the Sphere.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you kind of have to treat it that way, especially with how big these stadiums are. It's like I think they've done a great job.
The Luke one, he did a great job because it's right in the middle of the football field, and it's a circle stage, and the stage spins the entire time, so the entire crowd gets to see him the whole time. And it's not like you're in one end zone, so everyone in this end zone is super far away. Being in the middle, like it was like there wasn't like a bad seat in the house type thing.
Who was it? Dane Cook that started the circle stage
First
for
one I remember.
comedians in the arenas or whatever because he was so big. It was like that into what it is now with Chappelle and Shane and like everybody does it and how they operate it is it's a wonderful thing watching people kind of do their job. And Morgan fills the place up.
Yes, oh, yeah.
I mean, he fills it up. And he could play for 4 hours.
A lot of songs.
Just one album. How long's the album? Oh, 10 hours. How many songs do you have? 30 number ones on this one song. It's like, on this one album. It's like, this guy's outrageous. This weekend should be a great time. Tonight, second round of the playoffs continues to brew. Sixers at Knicks, 8 o'clock on Peacock and NBC. Timberwolves, Spurs, 9:30 on NBC and Peacock. I'm excited to see how the boys do out here. I'm excited to see who shows up. I'm excited to see Wemby continue to, try to dominate a league in which he's supposed to be the next chosen one. Is his time now? Or is he still a year or two out? We shall see if he can get past the second round.
It'll be interesting to see because in the first round, we talked about it before the first round started because we talked about the regular season and how it was kind of lopsided. And we said, normally the playoffs is great, but the first round sometimes not so great. That was not the case. Dogs were 24-30 straight up. So, yes, favorites won the first round of the playoffs, but Dogs being that close, they were plus 18 units if you just took the Dogs in every single game. So we'll see if that continues. Yes, the Spurs are huge, huge favorites. That's probably because of the injuries. But Sham said Ant's trying to go tonight, so we'll see what happens in that situation. It has gone from 13.5 to 11.5 with the speculation that Ant may play tonight, so we'll see there. And then the Sixers being that big of a dog is kind of interesting after they just knocked out the best team in the East. Them being 7.5-point favorites or dogs to the Knicks is an interesting one to watch tonight as well.
Do you like that line, Con, man?
I like all the underdog lines. I hate, especially right now, that they even have 13.5 up for the Spurs if Ant-Man's going to play for the T-Wolves. This timing is what really grinds my gears, okay? Normally, I get it. Okay, you start one at 7, you start the other at 9:30. There's no overlap. If we're getting overlap, like we are here, I want to watch Wemby. I want to watch every single...
can't have overlap.
There's a huge overlap here. It's 8 o'clock and 9:30.
It could be 7.
Like, it should be 7 and 9:30 if we're going off.
Are we right? Is the graphic right?
I am 90% sure, yes.
Yes.
Yes, right. And this can't happen.
One's Peacock, one's Big NBC, or what?
No, they're both Peacock.
They're
It's
both
weird
both.
because YouTube TV has some of the games that are NBC. It doesn't make any sense. But they shouldn't have this. And if they do have it, then just run them at the same time. Like, how many times is one of the playoff games, especially in basketball, a 20-point blowout? And then the other one ends up being a real tight game down to the last couple of minutes. You know how the last couple of minutes are. It ends up being a 10-point game either way. But Wemby is so fun to watch. To put him at 9:30 is just a disservice to the East Coast of the United States of America. And I am sick of it because I do want to watch the whole thing. I mean, it happened last night with Wild Avalanche. That game starts at 9. It's over before midnight. That's perfect. That is like we can handle that. Would still like it to start at 8:30, but can deal with it being at 9. That 9:30, you would think a half hour makes no difference. It makes
the second half it's over.
Makes a difference.
Halftime comes. That's a lot of downtime.
Yeah, and by then it's 11:15.
I'll tell you, I start doing one of these, laying on the bed, and then all of a sudden I wake up. It's the end of the third.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
It's the playoffs.
Oh, it's the end of the fourth. Oh, my God, this really matters right now. I miss so much. Oh, what time is it? 12:30. What the why is this?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
And they have no reason to put that game at 9. Like, sure, I get it, Central Time, whatever the hell you want to make with time. It's an illusion either way. They just need to have
that's right.
the timings of the games make some sense for everybody.
Time is an illusion,
Yeah,
AJ. Let's expand upon that, shall we? Let's explore that space. What do you think that means?
I would love to know what does anything mean, actually, Pat?
Oh, no. Now we're getting even deeper in here.
That's a fair statement because I'll tell you what, since COVID, I feel like my concept of time is completely changed.
What do you mean?
True.
I don't know. Like 3 months, it just feels completely different than it did in, say, 2018.
Okay, so my daughter is 1,095 days old. Okay, that is such an interesting timeline that has taken place. You're saying post-COVID. It has really changed how you view everything.
Oh, yeah.
When was the draft? 2 years ago?
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Especially with the run, run that we kind of been on. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It was mania.
A year ago. 50 Cent, Tony Yayo. He wished me happy birthday. Tony Yayo.
Tony? Good guy.
Nice.
I was so pumped up about that.
Legend.
I was like, I need young me to find out about this. The idea that time is an illusion stems from modern physics, particularly Einstein's relativity, which suggests the universe is a 4D block where past, present, and future exist simultaneously.
Shut up, Einstein.
Time doesn't flow fundamentally. Rather, our consciousness creates the perception of a linear progression, while physics shows events simply correlate, making the now subjective.
Wow.
Wow, I wish Einstein was here so I could say, what, dude? Now is right now. We're all here, bro.
He actually didn't die that long ago. I was really shocked when I watched that movie.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. It really shocked me that Einstein was still involved.
Can we just put the Spurs at 8:30?
Thought he was around.
That's all I'm
Sun
asking.
Tzu.
See, that's what we got to talk
Yeah.
about. Rest in peace to
Me
Sun
too.
Tzu, by
He was
the
like
way.
a Galileo guy.
Yeah. Black and white photos only of Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
Those could have certainly been portraits. You could have got me. Him popping up in Oppenheimer by the water there.
What's he doing here?
That looks like Einstein.
Thought maybe he
Looks
invited
like how
time
cool
travel.
is Dad?
Watching that movie. That surely looks like Einstein right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Did he time travel here?
Did everybody look like Einstein back then? Why is this?
Why are they calling him Albert?
Oh, that's actually Einstein.
It's crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Mr. Steve.
Man, he was really disappointed in Oppenheimer. Einstein? He
Yeah.
was so disappointed in him.
Stand by.
You don't think they offered me this type of thing?
Yeah.
Jeez, Einstein. I didn't know.
I think he was scared for him.
Yeah, and he knew that E definitely equaled MC
That
squared.
was a big part of it.
It certainly was. Think about the big brains of the past.
Oh my God.
Were they viewed like that back then when they were alive, though?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I wonder.
Oh yeah.
I assume they
I
got
mean,
a lot of
as
hate, though.
like now you just hear Einstein, you think
Teaching
like, oh,
university,
super genius.
so. A lot
Was
of it-
everybody thinking that back then?
A lot of it was secret too, right? Like a lot of the things were classified.
Well, and does
Well, for the bomb.
only his bangers survive, though, like everything else? You know, like as we look back on musicians, we only remember their heat. We don't remember the drops that were absolutely terrible. Like, do we only know Einstein for his hits? Yeah. And did he have a bunch of misses in real time?
Yeah, he originally thought E was just MC.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, and then he had to come out, and everybody's like, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
I hate this. I'm sick of this math guy. I'm sorry. I'm sick and tired of it. Or do you think he was loved the entire time?
Well, I feel like math, like with the musician comparison, musicians release a bunch. I feel like math, especially math guys like Einstein, like I think his whole life was damn near three things.
Oh, you think E equals MC squared took up a lot of time? You think he kind of disappeared into the world of math, and then he came back with, I have a new one? You think that's how it works?
And it takes like 5 years. So like it's 5 years of doing one, and then it's probably a year of like, I need to
Did he
back
send
to-
smoke up like a pope, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, shit, Einstein's got another
Yeah.
one.
Maybe.
It's more like Adele. Just speaking of musicians.
Yeah, you're right.
Just
drop heat.
Bangers
for
only.
a few years and just boom.
And maybe smoke too, because I think she actually did somehow.
She loved ripping a good dot.
Yeah, Einstein did the big 10-minute naps. He never slept for like hours at a time. He did the nap thing.
I got algoed into listening to a sleep expert. Okay. Are you a Whoop band? How do you know what's good for everybody, I guess, in this entire thing? He said what he tells people who don't have a lot of time, chug a coffee, take a 25-minute nap, wake up, you're back to life.
Seen that guy.
Right
Yeah, I've
after
seen
the
that guy.
coffee?
You chug the coffee, turn
Makes you
yourself
nice
off.
and warm, yeah. Put you to
What?
sleep nice and warm, yeah.
Well, he said, I sit down actually, so you
Nick
can chug it
Rowe's
faster.
been, Nick
but-
Rowe's been doing this for a decade.
Yeah, but how do you just turn the lights off on yourself? I almost want to comment underneath, like, okay, chug the coffee, and then do I just tell myself to go to sleep right now? Like,
That's always been my argument. We would be out day drinking, and Nick would come. We'd take a break, and he'd chug a coffee and say, like, "All right, I'm gonna take a 25-minute nap." I'm like, "How does that happen?"
So it's actually called a nappuccino. It acts as a high-efficiency power-up where caffeine kicks in just as you wake from a 20-minute nap, reducing grogginess and maximizing alertness. I'll tell you what, I'll take 2 nappuccinos tomorrow, and I'll take a couple of nappuccinos the next day. Do you know somebody who maybe took a nappuccino or two in the process of building a Goliath in the sports and entertainment world? A man who had a vision for a gimmick baseball team when I assume a lot of people were not believers.
Yeah.
Just had thoughts of something that could become a 102, 103,000 ticket seller down in Texas on a regular basis. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of the Savannah Bananas, who just had a massive weekend at Texas A&M, 100-some thousand tickets on gimmick baseball.
Unbelievable.
It is truly preposterous.
Yes, it is.
What has been accomplished. Ladies and gentlemen, Yellow Talks Jesse Cole.
Yay!
What's up, guys?
Okay, so can you please tell me how you go from, if the story is right, I tried to Google as much information as I possibly could, so I'm kind of being held hostage by whatever they decide to show me about your story. But I did read in debt over $1 million, $1.7 million. You sell your house, you and your wife sleeping on a mattress on the floor, basically, with your visions of what this could all be. How many years ago was that? And do you have the visions at that point of selling out Texas A&M 100 and some thousand tickets for a gimmick baseball? Like, how big did you dream and believe? And where you're at now, how can you describe it?
Well, at first, our goal was just to make baseball fun. We were a college summer baseball team when we started. And we only sold, 2 tickets in our first 3 months. So that's when we had to sell our house, empty out our savings account, sleeping on an airbed. But yeah, we believe we can make the game fun, more entertainment, more excitement, and make the game faster. And so, yeah, when we started with the Bananas, we had a male cheerleading team, the Mananas, the Dad Bod cheerleading squad, the Banana Nanas senior citizen dance team. But more than anything, the players were all in on celebrating, dancing, and having fun. And after a few years, we were selling out games, but fans were still leaving games early. And that's when we said we have to change the rules and create a new game. And back in 2020, we played our first ever Banana Ball game, with a 2-hour time limit. You win the inning, you get a point. No bunting, because bunting sucks. If you bunt, you're thrown out of the game. Fans catching foul balls for an out. We've added all these new rules and just took it on the road with a bigger dream then, but went from one city world tour to now playing in front of 3.4 million fans this year and 102,000 on Saturday.
Jeez, congratulations on it all. Obviously, having the fortitude to continue to go forward whenever everything is seemingly against you and to believe in yourself is obviously a great story for future generations to listen to and experience. So you're a content-driven company, would you describe yourself? How do you describe you? Are you a live event company? Are you a content-driven company? And who do you find are most interested? Because I think you and the Dude Perfect crossover seems like a perfect demo match and also a massive home run, not only in Texas A&M, but probably anywhere you go, right? That's very similar markets.
Yeah, we're a live entertainment company. We obsess over the fan experience. So fans start showing up at 2 o'clock for a 7 o'clock game. There were 40,000 people in the plaza 4 hours before the game. So we do a show from 2 o'clock. The fans are out there meeting fans at 2 o'clock, live show in front, live show afterwards. We sign to the last fan. We are obsessed. But yeah, it's really the sport of banana ball. People have compared us to the Globetrotters, but the sport of banana ball is what we're most proud of. There are 6 teams competing to go to the Banana Bowl Championship, and it's unbelievably competitive. We had 23 trick plays on Saturday night, 6 home runs. They're trying to compete and win every show, but we're also trying to put on a lot of entertainment nonstop.
The Texas Tailgaters ran into it with Reese, who's the football stadium home run king, I'll have you know. I think, I don't know if you saw the other day, I caught one of your guys' games on ESPN2. Congratulations on getting your shit licensed on ESPN for even bigger appeal, not just digitally, but also linear reach. You're doing fantastic. We will follow along and watch your next business move as you continue to go all in this particular sphere, by the way. So I appreciate you doing what you're doing there. But football stadiums, how do you pick and choose where you're headed? Because Texas A&M Kyle Field, obviously historic, legendary place for college ball, fills up for you. Do you feel like you fill up anywhere? Or what are the best places for Savannah? Because you came here, Indianapolis, filled up immediately. I think you sold out 3 times if you needed to. Are you everywhere right now, or how do you kind of view where you're selling these places?
Yeah, we're in 45 states, 75 stadiums. Every single team has sold out. We have 4.2 million people on the wait list. And yeah, with football stadiums, we started with Clemson last year, the first college stadium, and sold 81,000 tickets. And the environment with Dabo Sweeney and C.J. Spiller coming back, and just the atmosphere was electric. We're like, we got to do these college football stadiums. And then, also with the NFL, we did the Superdome, and Drew Brees came in, and just there's these great moments that we can create in a competitive environment. So yeah, we've heard from numerous stadiums over 100,000. We got Neyland Stadium, University of Tennessee, in 3 weeks. There's going to be 101,000. That's completely sold out. Boise State for the Party Animals headliner, and the Blue Field. That's going to be a lot of fun. University of Oregon. So just you mix these worlds. College football is known for the atmosphere. Pat, you know this better than anyone. But now you put in our show with nonstop music and performances plus trick plays, backflip catches. It's a great marriage, and we're having fun at these college football stadiums.
It's a beautiful thing. Obviously, if people are getting introduced to sports in this manner, we love it. If they're just enjoying enjoying sports in this manner, we love it. I appreciate the fact that you went out there and did it. Now, in your business story, there's probably a climax moment or two. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, Jess, you're talking about filling stadiums, 100,000 plus. Now, when was the moment, if you can go back a little bit, when you really knew, like, okay, we've arrived? When was that moment? What was the venue? Kind of what was the year?
Well, if you knew me and our organization, we've never arrived. We're just getting started. And that's the mindset. And I believe that. We're going to take this all over the world. People think it's just a circus, just a show. These guys can play and do things that people have never done before on a baseball field. So I still haven't felt that. But for me, growing up south of Boston, always a dream to play at Fenway Park, play professionally. When we went to Fenway Park and sold that out and watched the whole stadium turn yellow, that was pretty special. But now, every night, as big as this game was, guys, we did a pop-up game on Thursday in front of only 1,000 fans, and we didn't tell anybody. We went to a high school and surprised fans and created moments that people never seen. Like, I love creating those fans' first moments that people have never experienced. That's where this all comes into play. Where can we play next? You never know.
I'm excited.
We could be on a beach.
I'm excited for your promotional brain to continue to do absurd things. I just want to let you know that. I am excited to see what you come up with, brother. There's a few of them in the history. Big-time promoters. Obviously, you are a promoter. That is what you are. With baseball being kind of your venue and how you do this, you're hitting on all cylinders, man. We got Stilts guy home run.
Yep.
Daisy Duke pitcher with cowboy boots, obviously awesome. The ninja umpire, the dancing umpire, all this shit. And I don't know what your brainstorming room is like. I don't know when or how you come about getting your ideas or whatever, but that in of itself is probably its own show that I would like to watch, brother. I'd like to see your process in coming up with all this shit, and then how you think it's going to go over versus how it actually goes over, and adjusting on the fly and all of it. I really respect what you got going on.
Thank you. My question for you is, again, we're always trying to do things that have never happened before in sports. Where do you think we should play? Where would be somewhere crazy or something wild or something we should do
The moon.
that would shock people?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
The moon.
The moon, yes. That's what we've talked about for a few years. That's going to take a few years. What else?
Okay, so
Times Square would be cool.
Times Square would be sick. You can rent it out. We learned that.
They
with
don't care about
boxing.
dimensions, which is cool. Like, obviously, these football fields, the dimensions are
Lucas Oil
absurd.
Stadium would show up for you.
Big time.
That'd be wild.
If you did Lucas
But
Oil
Central Park, New York City,
Yes,
that'd be
that's-
interesting.
that would be sweet.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of large patches of grass.
I just saw Shakira did $2 million on a beach, so you mentioned the beach. That'd be
the beach. Yeah.
Well, it'd be tough for the Banana
fun.
Boys though to run on the sand.
Yeah.
Especially the boot scooter. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble out there.
We'd send the Coconuts. So that's our newest team, the Coconuts. They'd be all over the beach.
How many teams you got total? 6?
We got 6 teams, in the league, the handball championship league.
Go Clowns!
Yeah, the Indianapolis Clowns obviously coming in a big way. How do you feel about the cosmic baseball that's happening as well?
Hey, anything that can make the game fun, man. We're supportive of it. We're just trying to bring more people out, and they're doing a great job. And I think we all win, and it's an abundance mindset. And the more people that are bringing out kids and families to have fun, that's a win, man.
Love it as baseball continues to go, and your league continues to produce great baseball. It only works if there's good baseball players. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Jesse, you talked about how good the players actually are. One of the cool stories earlier in the season, Tristan Peters used to play for the Savannah Bananas, is now playing on the White Sox. I believe he's hitting like 284 for the White Sox. So, I think a lot of people think that it's not actually talented baseball players, but they are, right? They're some of the best baseball players in the world, correct?
Well, yeah, look at Jackie Bradley Jr., World Series champion all-star, full-time player with the Clowns. He hit for the cycle the other night. We got guys, first-round picks, second-round picks. They can play, and now they're just learning how to do unbelievable trick plays and performances and putting it together. And that's why, man, it's so great. We created this, a bunch of us, but I get to sit back and be a fan and watch things every night and just be like, I can't believe that just happened. And that's what's exciting about it. Nothing surprises. We get surprised every single night, and that's what's crazy.
Live events, obviously. AJ has the last question for you here, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse, I'm curious, when you're acquiring new talent, I guess, first off, what's the process like trying to find guys that are very talented baseball players, but also entertainers and big personalities? And do you set expectations when they sign? Because I'm thinking hey, we have a pop-up show on Thursday. I thought I'm just here playing Kyle Field. I'm tired. I don't want to go over here and play a game for 1,000 people. How do you deal with those kind of things?
No, well, we're fortunate. When you join us, you know what it's about. It's about fans first. The reason we're here, the reason we get to play in front of record-breaking crowds is because we put the fans first, and we're the first ones signing autographs and meeting them, and we're on all the time. But yeah, it was hard. At first, guys, no one wanted to play for us. It was impossible. But now, we have thousands of guys, thousands of players, and that are reaching out, and it's amazing to see because they know they have to be fans first. They know we have to perform. But we're getting Derek Klena, Broadway, one of the best Broadway performers ever. He played college ball at UCLA. back with Garrett Cole, Trevor Bauer. And so now he's bringing that world together. So when you can mix the worlds of entertainment and sports together, man, it's fun to watch.
I'm trying to start being accurate with throwing. Yeah. I'm trying.
Yeah.
We're ready for you in Indy, man. You put on a show.
I would like the show to be one that doesn't look ass. I've seen it. We saw Tino.
Yeah, Tino Martinez. That's
not
awesome.
good. Don't want that.
That was cool.
Saw Russell Wilson get gunned out after a guy goes in between the legs.
Drew Brees.
These guys are throwing 93 miles an hour, 94 miles an hour. It's not easy.
That's what I'm saying. I need to practice.
Drew Brees got screwed too.
Yeah, backflip. Was that the backflip catch? Which one was the backflip catch? We don't need that.
Who did that up? Yeah. They'll make you look bad with the trick play. That's what they do.
Yeah. They'll moss the shit out of you.
That's what they do.
Everybody, because you get a little people older than what maybe your demo is, because I assume your demo is what it is, right? We all see what it is. And then their parents, and they love it. I think these people really enjoy their lives whenever they're watching Savannah Banana baseball and everything like that. So you got some people that are like, I hate it. It's corny or whatever. And it's like, I'm baseball. This is bad for baseball. It's like, all right, go out there. You got a pitcher out there actually.
Oh, yeah.
They're actually cooking while also doing a full dance routine and then stepping on the mound and
100%.
88 or whatever. It's like these guys unbelievable at baseball. I didn't know there was this much talent in the baseball world. I enjoy what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. And keep trailblazing, brother. Can't wait to watch what you do next.
Appreciate you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Jesse Cole.
Yeah, Jesse.
They're going to do doxing classes about him.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody that does the whole mattress gimmick, 1 point some million in debt, belief.
Crazy.
2 tickets, he has that. We sold 2 tickets the first season we were there. It's like, yeah, that's part of the whole story.
3 months.
It's like $7 production.
Yeah, I want to see that, dog.
What's that?
That documentary, $7 as well, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, $7 always storyline. 2 tickets is another one. Fans first.
$7, The Rock.
Yeah.
I only had $7.
Yeah, we saw the show.
$7 in mana, baby.
That's right.
All you need.
We're going to have a GOAT joining us here in a matter of moments. I believe there is some technical difficulties happening behind the scenes there. So
That tends to happen.
thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a Olympic gold medalist, an 18-time LPGA champion, a 3-time major winner, fresh off of back-to-backs. Ladies and gentlemen, Nelly Korda.
Yay!
How are you, Nelly?
Hi. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Anytime we get a chance to chit-chat with GOATs of their sport, which you certainly are on the trajectory of being, and you can be humble and modest if you want to, but we will speak the truth for you. We are lucky and thankful to do so, especially coming off of back-to-backs. How are we feeling? We're swinging well right now. Hey, we're hitting the ball well right now, Nelly. Is that what we're feeling?
My whoop says I'm in the red, so I'm feeling great today.
Oh, celebration.
Okay, we got after it a little bit last.
I did just end in Mexico, so I may have had a shot of tequila and a margarita.
Why? Maybe a little Corona. Cerveza. Yeah, I read your answer where I believe it was reported that you were the only top 10 player that was in Mexico fresh off of a major, the Chevron Championship, which was your 3rd major win a week before. And you said something about like the resort's beautiful, the food is amazing, the course wonderful. My fiance and I just came down here, lived our life. You win that tournament, okay? So let's talk about you winning a major 1 week and then you enjoying life winning. Are you, now you're obviously a stone cold killer in this entire thing, but do you feel as if you're playing your best golf right now? And what is it about your game that you can feel is really on whenever you're playing your best?
Honestly, I just feel like I'm living my best life. I think that correlates to maybe my on-course play. It is funny, like, going from a major to a tournament the next week. Like Mexico, I think was the best transition because Monday I sat by the pool, coconut, like I was literally living my best life, but I had to like remind myself on Tuesday, I'm like, I'm here to work. I need to get my butt into gear. But I think I'm just kind of like, I've said it many times. I'm like, I'm living my best life. Like I'm having so much fun on the golf course, but I think it came because last year was a really hard year for me. I didn't win at all. I came off of a year that I won 7 times, and I think I'm just maturing and like realizing that I need to really enjoy these moments, that it's not going to last forever. So in a way that so many legends have told me to smell the roses. And this week I actually have time to smell the roses.
Okay, well, congratulations on getting to that point in your mind. I know that's a freeing feeling, I would assume, especially for the top of the top whenever it comes to competitive spirit. You talked about having a bad season following having a good season. You said living your life and enjoying it is a big piece of the recovery. I assume you were beating yourself down pretty good last year. And how do you kind of work your way out of that, actually? Because we talked to Michaela Schifrin, who had a bad Olympics, bouncing back on the other side. Obviously, every NFL guy has had a terrible season and had to bounce back. For you, what was it like going through that journey? And is this the first time, because all we've known of you is like being dominant, is this like the first time that you really had to kind of journey through those waters of maybe doubt or change or anything like that?
Definitely not. I mean, every season has a different story. I won my first major in 2021. I won the Olympics that year, and then I didn't really back it up until 2024 again. So I think it's always just a roller coaster, sports. I mean, they humble you in every possible way. And for me, what's important, I feel like a lot of athletes, what I've seen is that they try to reinvent the wheel. Like they try and do something different. They try to change everything just because it's not working. And I stayed with the same people on my team. I have the same caddy. I have the same physio. Like no matter what happened, like the same people were riding it out with me. And that like gave me a sense of comfort that, okay, I can definitely get through this. Like we're all in this together, and that no matter what, like I've seen so many athletes bounce back, and just it doesn't mean that I can't do it. Like I can do it as well. So I think I just was more of like trying to have a mindset change where it's like I get into a situation that I'm like, okay, I'm screwed here. Where back in the past, I'd be like, oh God, here we go again. Like I'm in a divot. I left myself the worst possible spot. And now I'm like, I'll figure it out. Like it's not the end. It's not the end of the world. I'm not just going to pick up my stuff and walk off the golf course. Like I'll figure it out. I'll move on. And my dad always said growing up, he's like, just play golf. Like you find the ball, you hit it again. You find the ball, you hit it again.
Things are nice whenever it's simple. It would be nice to have your swing too. Your swing is unbelievable. Ridiculous. We obviously, having you on the program today has forced us all to learn more about you, which we should have done years ago. We'd like to let you know that. You turned pro at 17, 27 now, life as a pro for basically a majority of your, adult life now at this point. It's like, you're a legend, but what we did quickly learn is all the slow-mo shots of your swing. Outrageous. Okay, I have a daughter, Mackenzie. She turned 3 today. She's turned 3.
Happy birthday.
I will tell her you said that. She will look up to you, Nelly. Hopefully we will have a golf swing that we can potentially work on. When did you start? And are you ever changing your swing? Have you had the same swing your whole life?
Oh my gosh. If you guys look at my swing from like 2013, you would be like, oh, that is so gross. I give like a big shout out to my coach, David Whelan. Like he is the one that built my swing. Like, and also my dad and my parents, like they spent so many hours with me just working on tempo. Like that is the one thing that they ingrained in my brain. And my dad always referred to as like Coca-Cola. So that was like the key. Yes. It was super simple, but it was like the key to having a very fluid swing. But there's been so many times. I mean, like I see all the smallest of pieces in my swing. Like I see it if it's laid off or if I'm a little bent over or if I'm a little too tall. But I always revert back to the same tendencies. I think so many golfers, athletes will tell you, especially because golf is so technical that you always revert back to your old tendencies. And like right now, what I'm working on, I think the biggest thing that I changed from last year actually is I have higher shoes, so I'm trying to actually get closer to the ground with my chest. And with that being, I actually get a little bit deeper in my swing and I hinge it a little faster. So it's literally like the smallest of things, But yeah, I mean, golfers are crazy. I'm crazy, just to let you know.
I know, I think you have to be. I'll tell you what, I'm crazy, and my swing is what we like to classify as ass. So I'm trying to learn anything I possibly can. All I know, I was invited down to the Masters, first time ever. It was beautiful. There was an event where there was a golf coach at it from Iowa, and he put me through a couple drills. He was going to make me a scratch golfer, and every drill was basically look like Nelly looks. That's what I realized from, here, put your head on a brick wall, don't move it. Okay, don't move your brick wall. Let's go ahead and forward lean in that entire thing. Go ahead and load up on your back foot. You should be able to lift your left foot, but you shouldn't do that, obviously. Get into this slot. Go ahead and turn that. Like, you have the perfect swing. I just want to let you know that. That is, that's fantastic. It'd be really cool to have that for my daughter. And what I'm hearing you say is you always go back to your tendencies. Her first time learning, we got to get a good one.
Yeah.
We got to get a good dog. We got to get a good coach in there. We got to get a good
Coca-Cola.
Coca?
Yeah, exactly. Coca-Cola.
Never forget.
I mean, you've had a couple of weeks to work on it since the Masters. Like, what's your swing update? Is it working?
Yeah, what's it look like?
Where's the club?
He still come out of the pocket.
Nelly, I want to let you know I have not played a single time since. But if I was to get out there, I think I'm getting in that thing. I want to do this, Nelly. Nobody wants me to do it. I want to go here,
oh God,
here, right to there. That's what I want to do. Get it right into the slot.
I mean, there has been players that have paused at the top. I mean, you look at Hovland. He's had a pause at the top.
Cam Young, is he good? I don't know. He stops that thing right here.
Yeah, but he doesn't put it directly in front of his forehead before he takes it back.
Well, it doesn't matter how I get there.
Not the point.
That's what I'm
You
trying
get there, you get there.
It kind of does, though. That's kind of what she's saying it does.
Swing your swing. Swing your swing.
Like,
boom.
I have been, Nelly, and I'm ass. I need a new one. I need to build a brand new boom. So as long as I get there, I think that's all that really matters. Because I'm going to be honest, Nelly, I don't think I'm ever going to get your swing. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Hopefully.
I have been working on it since I was 2 years old, so.
Flexibility, too.
My daughter's late. Oh, my God. We got to get her to work ASAP. Speaking of, I need to be a better dad. Go ahead, D-Buzz.
Speaking of you started, too, this research saw both your parents are professional tennis players. I know your sister's a golfer as well. How did you get to golf and not tennis, especially starting that early?
I was actually really that annoying little sister that wanted to do everything big sis did. Yeah, just I think I just fell in love with it because it was a sport that all of us could do together. Tennis is just so one-on-one. And I think with golf also, people may not realize it, but it doesn't matter how good or bad you are. You guys can all go on the golf course and share the range together, go out on the golf course and play around, and it doesn't matter, how many pro-ams I've played, and they've been like, oh, this is my first time holding a club. And I'm like, well, this is great. Let's have a day. And I don't know, I think I correlate the two, family time and golf. And that's one of the things that drove my love for the game early on. And then I love competing. I love going head to head. But my brother, which by the way, he's a huge fan of your guys' show. He was pumped I was going on.
Shout out.
He's a tennis player, and he played hockey growing up. He thought golf was just so boring, and then now he is a professional tennis player.
Yeah, thanks for leaving him out, D-Bud. God likes the program. Shout out to the Porter family. We continue digitally with a goat.
Sorry, bro.
Give him the shout out.
Yeah, please do.
Love you, bro.
We love you, dude. We continue digitally as SportsCenter picks up here on ESPN. That's Nelly Korda. We appreciate you all. Goodbye. Okay, we're still live, Nelly. Great wave. Good touch. Good touch at the end there. That was a good touch. That's very...
The golf wave.
I didn't mean to leave Sebastian out either, but
sure.
It was golf.
Seabass?
Yeah.
We love Seabass over here, all right?
Yes, we certainly do. We love the way he checks the watch.
Yeah, one of the goats.
Checks the watch. We love everything about that, obviously. You talked about playing with amateurs. You did something that's a complete opposite of that, I do believe. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, now you also talked about swinging your swing and being competitive. I watched a couple weeks ago you and Scotty Schefter hitting draws into a green. How cool was it to play with Scotty? And when you get in those situations with obviously the two world number ones, are you guys sharing swing thoughts, or your swings are so different that you're not? And then being competitive, if you two are playing together, who's getting strokes?
We do these tailor-made super shoots at the end of the year, and that's when we all get together, and it's just so much fun, especially after the years that Scotty has had. And it's so cool to see always on my sheet that I get to do a video shoot with Scotty. And I think that for sure, we're very competitive, but it's also super lighthearted during the pursuits. And to see like the way that he thinks about golf, it's really unique how every single player thinks about their shots and the way that they execute. Like I did one with Tommy Fleetwood, and I love Tommy Fleetwood. Like he is by far like my favorite golfer of all time. I just love his personality and his swing. And then I like do something with Scotty, and I just see like how much he works the ball, and I'm just like, oh, you're such a talent. And for me, I try to simplify the game as much as possible, and I definitely think that like every golfer is a complete nut. But those times that we all get together and we kind of share our own thoughts about like how we want to execute the shots, then we're like, oh my gosh, like we're all like mad scientists in a way.
Yeah, we were just talking about Einstein and Oppenheimer. We're big on the scientists, but you would have to be, because everything is what, like a 15th of a centimeter is potentially
taller cleats.
A complete loss. What's that?
Taller shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they made some different cleats for me, a little different sole. All of a sudden, well, I gotta bend over, I guess now. But nice shoes to walk in, I assume. I assume they're very nice to walk in. I don't know how.
They're great. My feet are very happy. But yeah, it's like all about you like mishit it by a centimeter, and this thing goes way right.
Career over.
It's just about like centimeters in golf, but it's so like I talked to my dad so many times, and like he played tennis, and he would feel a gram in his racket. A gram. I mean, that's like that's a dollar bill. So every athlete they all have their own quirks.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you are a master of your sport, you're going to know it inside and out. You certainly are that. I don't know. So you're 27. You started at 2. That's 25 years. Okay, I just turned 39. Let's assume I start next year. Mm-hmm. So when I turn 65.
There you go.
I don't know. I think your swing speed's going to just decline, though.
No, science. Yeah. Nelly, you don't know about this because you're still competing. We got science. That swing speed might go up, to be honest. You know, there's certainly going to be a collapse, a big cliff coming, but I think that thing can only go up. And then I'll start playing smarter golf. I saw your average 283. Is that right off the tee box, 283-ish?
Yeah, but I honestly never hit my shots 100%. One, I think my back would break, and two, I feel like there's way more control when you don't try to smash every single ball. Like I do not want to swing out of my shoes ever. And I think that's what I see with a lot of amateurs is like they get that driver in their hands and they're like, okay, like I'm going to grip and rip right now.
Yeah.
AJ.
Yeah, that is what we're doing, Nelly. How many times I get a chance to do this? I don't know. I'd like to.
How many golf balls do you lose around?
See, why are we bringing that up? How about how many times I get to actually swing out of my shoes and it actually counts? I'm at least a 2-sleeve guy, though. Yeah, but you're not going to get me through a full 18. Yeah, right. I'm at 12, 13 holes. I got to go. It's so long. And then the walking, jeez. I did that a couple times out at the American Century in Tahoe. Bruised all my toes, blisters everywhere, exhausted, so sore. I'm like, fuck all this. My swing sucks. I'm not good. I'm getting embarrassed in front of people, and my entire body hurts from walking a mountain. I feel like a dipshit. John Daly used to walk these things. Mm-hmm. Patrick Reed's stomping through these grounds. Oh, yeah. And I'm out here dying. It was just a bad experience. I retired from the game. 2 years, Nelly. I put the sticks down.
Wow.
I retired. I quit.
But now you have a new swing thought, so you're making a comeback.
Yep.
Coca-Cola.
That's right, and
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Which is the superior.
Yeah.
If we were to
So
do
would you say golfers are athletes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. Perfect. We're settling it here.
Hold on, what happened? So that happens? You get said you're not. People say you're not an athlete.
I mean that's kind of like what they always say is like golf is like the retirement sport, right? But
pickleball came in.
Like goes out and plays like they walk 4 days, 18 holes, and it's not just that. Like we're walking Monday through Wednesday. Also, like we're in the gym, we're working hard, we're practicing, and like people actually experience that for the week and they're dead. Yeah. And we do that like weeks in a row. So I've always heard that, and I love that we're settling it here.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be the authority on that. I'm sure people would take us seriously. I'm sure that's right. We're the right people to do that. People don't even think I'm an athlete, and I'm not in the grand scheme of things. You are definitely golfers higher up in the athlete community than a punter in the NFL. Definitely. So, yeah, I would love to say you guys super athletes if I had to say anything.
Perfect. I mean, that's just.
How are you with ball sport? Do you throw? Catch?
Yeah, I throw. Yeah, I've actually just become a big Packers fan. So I've just gotten into football. I have my cheese head right here.
Wow. How come you just got in? This is brand new. You're a Packers fan. They're going to love to hear this. Ty is going to love to hear this.
Yeah, so my fiance, he's a huge Packers fan, and I'm kind of marrying into it, and I've fully sent into it. I love it. I've been out to Lambeau Field. I think it's the greatest place in the world. I've been on the field, like, so cool. I love watching other sports, and I think the atmosphere there was super, super cool.
Hey, listen, they're going to love to hear that.
Yeah.
And the NFL as a whole, I don't want to speak for everybody, but we're pumped. The GOAT is coming into our community. Yeah. Go ahead and embrace the hell out of it. Now, they're going to be showing you a lot. You know that. You start poking your head at those games, the NFL is certainly going to get the most. Well, and there is Nelly Korda, by the way, the greatest of all time. Whenever it comes to the LPGA, she is a massive fan. So I can't wait to watch your rise in the NFL pop culture world. We're appreciative of you joining us here. AJ has a question for you, actually, Nelly.
Yeah, no, you mentioned how amateurs will, swing out of their shoes. I guess I've seen you give some swing tips to, maybe scrubby, terrible players like myself and Pat sometimes. But what are some of the most common mistakes that you see where I know you get paired up in pro-ams all the time, and you've seen all the range of golfers. Like, what are the most common things that bad golfers like us do?
Well, there's a few. How long we got?
We got some time.
I would say the first mistake that I see is like on the range, right? You're warming up to go play. Like if you don't know where you're aiming on the range, there's no way that you know where you're aiming on the golf course. Like how do you know
What if you skip the range?
Yeah.
Well, then that's your number one problem.
How many swings do I have? How many hours do you want me at this place? The round itself.
You can go out there. It just takes 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes before your team. We call that calibration. Those are our like calibration drills. Your eyes change every single day, and having that stick down on the ground and going from ball to flag and knowing like that your mind is and your eyes are calibrating, that's really important. Huge. So first step, always have a stick on the range. Two, working on your short game, your putts, your chips around the greens. I mean, that's so much fun for other people to do. And at the end of the day, I would say, yes, it's so easy to compare your swing to like the perfect swing of like Adam Scott, or a lot of people compare their swing to mine. But at the end of the day, like swing your own swing, like find the ball, hit it again, find the ball, hit it again. And then once you start to get hooked on the game, like then you can kind of dissect like, okay, where should I get better? Maybe I should go get a lesson. But if you're not inclined to go get a lesson, like my first tip is always learn how to aim.
Thank you for that. Well, it sounds like we got to get on the goddamn range too.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Calibrate.
I have a hard time aiming too. Like on Sunday of last week, yesterday, I was starting to aim so far right, and that's one of my tendencies is like my head starts to tilt a little back at address, and I start to kind of aim a little bit more right, and then I just start to swing a draw a little too much.
Let's say for the people that are asking out there, not me, okay, the people that are out there, what am I aiming? My shoulders, my feet? What the hell? Like the feet is where I'm trying to. Is that what I'm doing?
Feet, but everything has to be in line. Your feet have to be in line with your knees have to be in line with your hips have to be in line with your
shoulders, knees and
toes,
toes, knees and toes.
I mean, you guys.
And I scored the ball, it goes. Right. So
I'm just telling you guys, if you're picking up golf, you're gonna be crazy, and you just get used to it.
I love that. Well, it sounds like the craziness is certainly working for you, and we're incredibly pumped that we get a chance to watch his career continue to go. We all know Miss Patty Berg, okay? 1937, 1958 legend.
Yeah. PB.
Okay, yeah. Patty Berg.
Famer.
PB 18.
Yeah, Patty Berg. Now, she could spin it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got
15 majors. Woo. You, all the time in the world to go chase. We can't wait to watch it all. Congrats to you getting back on top of the LPGA and also just seemingly golf and life as a whole. Cheers to you, Nelly. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Okay, how much season do you have left?
Until November.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
Yeah, long.
Okay, will you join us again through the season here? Or?
Hopefully, if you guys have me back.
Well, we got golf season happening. The weather's getting warm. Yeah. So this swing might be coming together here.
I got some selfish questions to ask.
Do you have what?
Yes.
So I'm a little past that point of like, I can hit the ball. I can figure it out. I can score below. Now I'm hooked. 3 years ago I started playing. One of your swings was one of the swings I watched, obviously. I'm trying to break 80 though. So what's the tips? I know most people come out, hey, let me just get a couple more birdies, but what is your advice to breaking 80 for the first time? Never done it.
One, do you have a stick on the range?
I don't.
You don't have a lineman stick?
I don't. I have it, but I don't use it.
That's tip
okay. So
number
that's
one.
Wake up!
You gotta aim, bro.
Wake up! You're not been listening.
Shut up! Nelly's talking.
Learn how to aim.
Nelly's fucking missing the whole range.
Can you continue, Nelly, please?
Two, like, do you go out and actually like work on any part of your game? Like, okay, like let's say just go out and put 4 tees around the cup at 4 feet and like try to make 8 in a row, like go around. Like these are like the smallest of things that will actually really improve your game. Like go out and chip a little bit. Like do drills. Like it's a lot of fun to actually do drills. I like won't leave a spot until I've completed a really hard drill. But I would say like 1, making sure that you know how to aim. 2, not swinging out of your shoes. Learning how to like control your swing speed. Like, okay, if I want to hit an 80-yard shot, I can hit it with 2 clubs. I can hit it with a 54 degree and I can hit it with a 58 degree because I'm starting to control my swing speed. So it's like things like that like really set apart, I think, like really good golfers to like beginners where they're like, okay, ball, I'm just trying to hit it really hard. Like then you're like, okay, I'm learning how to start my ball on the right target, to make 4-foot putts. Like it's just like the smallest of things that will actually add up. And then
I'm worried.
Like 80 for you.
I'm worried.
Thank you.
I'm never gonna do any of that. I got a bad feeling. I need to get the bug to start making 4-foot putts right here. Well, look, we got it right here.
Me too. Please send it my way, please.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't imagine the amount of time you've spent on the practice range, practice greens, all those things throughout your entire life. You started when you were 2 years old.
Crazy.
Yeah. Can you send? No, I'm not gonna do
My
that.
skin has no chance, guys. When I'm like 40 and 50, my skin is gonna be looking like 70 with how much time I've spent out in the sun.
But do you get a sweet
like Stu Sink?
Yeah, did you see Stuart Sink's? Did you see his suntan?
The tan line?
Oh, sorry, Seth Straka.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. The most recent one. It is boom, bang.
It's pretty bad. No, I'm like applying sunscreen religiously. I do have like a really bad whoop tan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Careful with sunscreen.
I came back from Mexico. Like my hand is a different color compared to the rest of my body.
The golf tan lines are spectacular.
Yeah.
The socks, the socks on the feet.
Permanent socks. Yeah, I get those all the time. Like, oh, you didn't take your socks off at the beach?
Funny. No, I'm a professional fucking golfer.
Shut up.
Could you imagine if that's how you responded?
Should.
That'd be so sick. Oh, sweet tan lines. What, did you bury your feet at the beach? No, actually, I just won my 3rd major and back-to-back in Mexico. So, yep.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I'm just like, I just own the different tans.
All right, well, we'll do it for you. We'll do it for you. Until when's the season conclude?
A week before Thanksgiving.
All right, let's go. Let's win this thing. We're going on the ride. We're going on the ride.
Oh, yeah.
You've had 6 straight top 2 finishes, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Let's see. We're going to ride alongside. We're so thankful that you joined us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Just think about it. Lift your leg up.
Oh, you need to do Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
You're trying to grip and rip.
Yep.
Trying to do Pepsi.
No.
It's Coca-Cola, baby.
Oh,
Coca-Cola,
Pepsi,
nice and smooth.
Yeah, nice and smooth, baby. Yeah, of course. All right, you're the best, ladies and gentlemen. Nelly Korda.
Yay.
Just so good at golf.
Yeah.
Filthy.
We were just watching clips earlier today. Yeah, right. Just the
picture
smoothest of
perfect
all
thing.
time. How you doing? Keep it moving. I assume people do ask her about her swing all the time because how nice it is. We probably just did the most stereotypical golf conversation she's ever had every time she's had to have a conversation. And I'll tell you what, awesome human for it all.
Yeah.
She's a beast over there, D-Butch.
Yeah, so smooth. I love her game, and she gave some good tips. Aim, that's important. Learn how to aim, because I do. That is suck when you hit the ball, you compress the shit out of the ball, but you pull it, and it's like, oh, I was aimed that way. So aiming, the drills, and then not swinging 100%. She says she never swings.
Average 280, just not
100%.
not trying to hit it.
I assume that's probably the same for most golfers.
Not Scotty. Scotty feels like
fell out of the tee box.
That's what's so frustrating is because like she says that, and I feel like everything she just said is correct. But then, if Scotty Scheffler is the number one golfer in the world for the men, is swinging out of his shoes every single time I'm watching him golf. It's like, it's crazy, but that's the whole swing your swing thing, you know?
Yeah, swing your swing.
Swing your swing.
Scotty Scheffler told me to do the same thing. Seems like the number one golfers in the world. I will not miss an opportunity to ask them what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
Same.
Both of them say, swing your swing. It's like, my swing is ass. Can you give me a little something else to help me out? Like, just find it. You'll find it. It's like these two are weapons. Golf's in a great place. Fantastic watch this weekend. How about the Kentucky Derby?
So fun.
Really cool.
19.6 million viewers average, obviously, is that particular number. Huge show. Congrats to NBC continuing to just crush everything. In the race itself, obviously a lot of lead up, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of tomfoolery, a lot of quizzing, a lot of man juleps, a lot of scenes, a lot of interviews, a lot of pre-races, a lot of that shit build up to the Kentucky Derby, the most exciting 2 minutes in sports or whatever it was. It lived to the billing. Golden Tempo put on a hell of a show out there.
The fact that it was Golden Tempo and Renegade at the end was insane because you see where Golden Tempo comes from. And then, did you see Renegade out of the gates? Obviously, he was on the rail. He was in the one slot. And the 5 horses to the right of him just came crashing down on him. So he had to pull back and then make an incredible run. There was a lot of really good runs out of these horses on Saturday.
Yeah, the Rapoli thing with the Renegade horse I thought was really cool. Like,
awesome.
Typically, I feel like I will watch the Kentucky Derby, see a couple things, immediately after. But on social media, Rapoli talking to his, jockey, basically like, hey, if you're going to lose, it was going to be to your brother, which you mentioned earlier, which I didn't really even notice until I saw the Rapoli.
And Rapoli said, family won today.
Yeah.
Hey, don't cry. You like smack super Italian. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, don't you cry today. If you're going to lose to anybody, you lose to your brother. Family won today. Okay. It was like the most Italian reaction of all time. And his horse ran a great race. I assume he's very proud of Renegade for the race that they ran. But Golden Tempo just coming flying from the back, stealing the Kentucky Derby, living like, here it is right here. Hey, listen. Do we have sound for this?
Fuck your brother. Fuck your brother. How we live tonight, man. Seriously. Unfucking seriously. That's why you're the best rider in the country. That's why you're the best rider in the country. Okay? You're the best, okay? You're the fucking animal.
Hey.
You are
Girl
the
crying.
fucking animal.
There.
And if you're ever going to fucking
Sobbing.
lose, you lose to your brother. Family one today, okay? All right? Let's go beat him up
Jeez, give space.
Hey, that was super Italian of him right there. Family one today. Kissed him right there on the cheek.
Come here. You see the suit?
Fucking proud of you. Hey, baby girl over here crying. That's how proud we
The
are.
owners' boxes were awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. A
Even
lot of
like
celebration.
a lot of them. Even the winners' owners' box was awesome. But that owner's box, I can't remember who it was for, to the right of the
Ostley?
Which came in third, I believe. And then the winner is to the left of them. But they were all it was awesome scenes.
Yeah. Kentucky Derby seemingly delivered on all fronts. I'm going to say it.
Oh, no.
I'm okay just watching it from home.
I can't. I gotta
No
go.
doubt.
I gotta go.
You never been boots on the ground?
Oh, yeah. I've been in the infield.
You've done it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've done it. First year out here. It was my birthday weekend. Obviously, it kind of always falls on that. No, but I don't think I had played yet. I don't think I had played for the Colts yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I was out here for whatever, workouts. Yeah, we went down there. What a time.
What was the fit?
4th Street left. Shorts, obviously, boat shoes, tucked in shirt, sunglasses, big hat. So much boozing in there. It was rainy, so it was all muddy. I mean, it was exactly how you think. And then 4th Street Live, which is downtown Louisville, they get after it. I mean, it is. I mean, this guy would know better. You watched from home this week. Did you miss it? Did you get the the itch to be down there in Louisville to Churchill grounds, hallowed grounds, to watch Golden Tempo kind of electrify the entire race?
Yeah, it was a fun race. It is. Yeah, it's obviously very cool to go there, but it's like anything. Like, it's about the people you go with. So yeah, I always get to go and hang out with a bunch of old teammates I don't see very often. So it's awesome getting back with them. But yeah, it's awesome. But it is definitely like it's two. If you go, a lot of people go 2 full days. They'll go Friday at like 9:30 a.m. till 6 or 7, and then Saturday do the same thing. So like, you better strap in and watch some horse racing.
Yeah, you better strap in and just really kind of deal with the whole. Because don't you get bussed in and out too? Like, it's hard to get into the area, I think, right?
Yeah, everything's tough getting in and out, but yeah, it's a process.
Certainly worth it though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
We
What a
watched-
different world.
Yeah, very different world. We watched a man who comes from that world, who was scared to say that he actually is from that world, hit a 9-horse on Friday night while we were here having a nice little card night. This 9-horse is all Bruce needed, and he had been calling it from the beginning. Didn't even see the 9 on the graphic at the bottom because it was hidden behind one of the ponies. Bruce, this is a nice little weekend for you in horse racing, I would say. The ponies delivered nicely for old Bruce Brown's bank account.
Yeah, it was an awesome Kentucky Oaks for me. I hit the pick 6 there with the 9-horse favorite. I believe it was Jose Ortiz on the ride there as well. But yeah, it was a great weekend, great Kentucky Derby. Congrats to Golden Tempo and all the connections. Unbelievable ride. That final stretch run from last to first, it's like if you were making a horse racing movie, that's what you would want the final scene to be. Just an unbelievable ride from Ortiz to go up there and obviously catch his brother on Renegade. A ton was made about all the jockeys kind of switching horses. Irad Ortiz had his like sort of the pick of the litter between 5 horses. Every race that Golden Tempo has ran, he has been the jockey, and you can kind of see obviously that sort of that connection paying off. It's not something that they're not used to, right? Coming from behind and getting all the way up there. Really cool to see it all pay off.
Yeah, I enjoyed the race. I enjoyed learning the story. The So Happy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
happy?
So happy with Mark Glatt, the trainer.
It's crazy that much like March Madness, I find myself knowing nothing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden over like a 2-day period, I'm like massively invested in these things that I know very little about. And then all of a sudden I see myself downloading a new app.
Yeah.
And then trying to figure out
Shouldn't have done that.
and then have to put a bank account in again and do an entire thing again. It's like, wow, this is crazy how this all works out, but it does feel special. And then what's next? Preak Nasty over there in Baltimore.
Yes. Yeah, that is the next. Hopefully Golden Tempo goes.
Did the what you say?
Have they said? Because in the past, guys have won the Derby and not even tried to win the Triple Crown.
Last year, right?
They got to see how Golden Tempo comes out. So as long as he's like continuing eating his normal amount and is all sound, I think that they're going to send Golden Tempo to the Preakness, but no one else from the Derby is going to go. It's
Great White?
Not.
We need to see Great White get another shot at the title.
Great White might be there.
Fresh legs.
That's a big
I don't know if we do.
What?
What?
Almost rolled over.
How do you do that?
Because
He's an outlaw.
He rattled all the other ponies before the race.
Oh, sorry, that's Great White football.
Smart move.
Okay?
It's also like the biggest horse in the world. This horse is
huge.
So many hands. I obviously didn't know what a hand was last week, but that's one of the biggest horses I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think Great White needs to make his presence known at Preakness. You know,
Look at the calves on
at
that
least
thing.
at least for the pre-race routine.
It was the jockey's fault.
Absolutely.
It was whispering shit in its ear.
It was quite funny. Great White's Irish trainer, they did like a interview with him in the build-up. He was maybe the most confident trainer that they talked to. He was like, Great White, I mean, look at him, he's huge. We got a good chance here. And then just bam, that was a terrible Irish accent, but you get it.
Ty Schmidt's not here, so obviously you were kind of put into a tough spot there. He would have picked right up for you there as the Irish lad who was speaking about the Great White Horse, who just moments before getting gated, is that what that's called? They get put into the gate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every year I learn about this again. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot getting into the gate is a big song and dance. Like this is a big to-do. This is a big part of the race.
Tough, actually. Yeah.
This is a massive piece of it. There's always some shenanigans seemingly as they're pushing the ass end of a horse into something and then shutting it and then zooming out, boom, and then the thing's fucking off and running. Are these things jacked up because of the amount of people? You think the Great White saw the Great Lights and said, holy hell, this is going to be a great night, and got all kind of worked up and said, you know what, actually, I'm doing a backflip. Maybe the jockey was holding him back. Maybe the Great White wanted to do an entire backflip, and the jockey kind of slowed it down. He's not hurt, right? Not injured somehow?
No, yeah, all good. Precautionary scratch there. Obviously took a pretty hard fall onto the back. The crowd is...
Don't worry, they still will.
Whoa! They said he's going home.
Yeah, home.
Home.
To the farm.
We know what that means.
Where all the dogs go.
Yep.
I hope not.
Horse that big, they need to stud him anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they got other ways to do that. Bad news, boys.
No. Great White's at Preak Nasty. When's this? Couple weeks?
Yeah, a few weeks. I forget. But
Yeah, he'll be there.
Backlash is this weekend. You paying attention? Or Tribal Chiefs?
Is he fighting?
You talking to
or
me?
wrestling?
No.
Or does he have a match?
No.
You're not paying attention to Backlash?
No.
Match.
Take it up for the rest of the time.
No, when you made your proclamation about the business, I joined in on that one.
Me too.
What was the problem?
That if Randy lost, never coming back.
Yeah, but I was talking about like,
Oh no, I'm just out forever.
just your eyes, you decided.
As soon as they have something worth watching, I'll be back.
Jeez, Cody Rhodes.
Randy lost.
Hey,
You
don't
gotta-
hold your breath, brother.
You still
Same
save the
gimmick?
business. I'm in.
Well, hold your breath, especially if Gunther's around. He's back.
Okay.
Nope.
I hate Gunther. He sucks. No pizzazz. The guy stinks.
God put me in night, so I can't say anything about it.
He is violent.
They're already going into the Cena puddle, you know? They're already that desperate, so.
What are you talking about? Cena will be at Backlash this
I thought
week.
that guy retired.
That's where he lives. He lives in Tampa
I knew
Bay.
he was full of shit.
He's been working on something.
He sat right there, so I'm never coming back.
Yeah, kind of questioned his integrity, and
Bingo.
we were right to.
You guys got pissed at me every time I asked if he was coming back. You guys looked at me like I was a terrible person.
Yeah, you were right.
That's because he's not coming back. He's just helping the business.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
is the Cena puddle? What's the Cena puddle mean exactly?
So basically, what Cena's doing right now is he graduated high school, but he's still going to all the parties. Okay, go to college, John. Okay, you're done.
No.
Okay,
What are you
quit
talking
coming
about?
back to our parties with your Letterman jacket on. Okay,
What are you talking about?
leave some for the rest of us.
That's not what's happening. John Cena's trying to continue to build the business. He's just not wrestling anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying like Cena puddle is in the sense that right now it's kind of like a desert, and everyone's just so thirsty, and they got nothing to hold on to. So
Yes,
they're
you
going.
put John Cena-
true.
You put John Cena on the bill and you especially get that, but yada mean fa too.
Yeah.
Getting an opportunity here.
Who's
it's
the
a
first?
big deal.
Who's the first one?
It's the same guy.
Is Evil fighting?
Oh,
Evil's in NXT, I do believe, debuted last week. Love that. A lot of debuts in NXT.
Is Spell guy fighting?
Danhausen's actually
Yeah.
looking for a tag team partner, I do believe, for Backlash.
yeah, he's great. So we probably won't see him for a couple months.
No, we'll see Danhausen. He's everywhere. He's at Backlash. Did
Yeah.
you see the video?
I did. He's
yeah,
great.
he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I'm
that
starting to
was
like Dan
hilarious.
Housen.
Where's Backlash
Yes.
at?
I do like Dan Housen as well.
No, it's Hausen.
Dan
okay?
Housen
We're seeing
actually
too
cursed.
much.
No, he's
Yeah.
not jumping shark.
We've seen him too
Dan
much.
Hausen, he's only starting Hausen. Yeah, that is what's happening.
Is Jelly getting in? Is he going to squash somebody? Or?
I'll tell you what, he broke my back. He almost broke my neck. So,
Oh, it's in Tampa. Nice.
yeah, it's John Cena. John Cena lives there.
He lives in Tampa.
Yeah. The guy's been doing, yeah. You guys are all,
I thought he lived overseas.
He did for those 5 years.
it's official. He's headed back to WWE Backlash. After months of planning and effort, I am so excited to break some history-making news. I can't promise it'll be perfect, but I can promise it'll change the WWE experience for superstars and fans. See you live Saturday in Tampa or at home on the ESPN app. Hell yeah, Cena. This is what you guys are all mad about. It's unbelievable.
What could this be? What could it be? What's going to change the whole experience? What is it?
I don't know. I believe in John Cena, though, personally.
Yeah,
I would like to let it be known that I believe in John Cena.
I did.
So whatever he's...
So he lied right to our face. Sat right there.
Yeah, he was grandstanding in this office.
Big
That
time.
jar of
not
coffee.
Little
wrestling.
stupid coffee.
He was.
It was a local coffee
It was
shop
a
that he
gimmick
was
coffee.
supporting.
He was drinking that gimmick little coffee for 6 hours.
He supported the business.
Said, "Are you going to question my integrity? I'm never coming back."
Right.
And lo and behold, sounds like his integrity.
No, he's not in the ring. It's
I
different.
saw him in the ring with the microphone in his hand.
Announcing an attendance, which was an incredible number, and I think he was partially to blame for the amount of people that came. He's not wrestling. Even whenever the Housens came out, no physicality. The John Cena being around WWE is a good thing, not a bad thing, I think, personally. At Backlash.
Tribal Chief.
Housing killed that.
Is he
Yeah,
Tribal
that
Chief
was
gonna be there?
comedy.
He will be there.
That was actually funny.
Yeah,
Who's
Housing's
Tribal
good.
Chief wrestling?
Jacob Fatu. We talked. Yada-da-me. We just talked about
I
this.
didn't know anything that you were saying.
That's on you.
Adam and me,
Actually,
baby.
it's on you
Why is it on me?
because you said
I should have counted
if
quicker.
Randy
I should have counted quicker.
if Randy loses, we're out, and I'm out.
No, we're out.
I took my marching orders and I went.
No, because if I would have just went.
Game.
You didn't, did you?
Different business.
I think you still saved the business.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
This was the problem.
The pizzazz was there.
Did.
Yeah, you pimped it.
Have you ever world title?
You did pimp it.
Yeah, it's like you pimped a home run and got robbed.
That's on me. It's on me. I got lost in there a little bit, you know? How could you not? I already had a neck brace on. And then he attacked me.
Yeah.
Saw my weakness. That's why he's the Viper.
Yeah.
The apex predator.
He knows, yeah.
The legend killer.
He's got an animal inside of him.
The depiction of perfection for professional wrestling. I felt so good that coming out of my mouth in a stadium. Stadium's tough because the echo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stadium's tough. That's not a place you want to be speaking.
It played.
Need ears in there. Didn't think about that until as I was going, forgot about this one. This is good.
It's the business.
Kid.
Oh, yeah. I messed people up.
Me, did you see the Pittsburgh Steelers
Big
one
time.
before we did the NFL draft experience with the kick? With the giveaway?
Oh, yeah.
Hello! Oh, and it starts, and I go, oh, no, I was not prepared for this. We just threw this together in the last 25 minutes, and I didn't even think about the echo while I'm talking to these people. It was incredible. What a fun time. What a fun life. What a great experience. Thank you to sports. Huge ones tonight, AJ. Let's get your picks on these things. In the East, we got Flyers at Hurricanes, 7 p.m. on ESPN. Hurricanes currently up 1-0. This is the second round. Who do you like? How do you like it, AJ? Let's go ahead and make a pick here.
You know what? We spent some good time with Coach Bill Cowher back at the draft. I know he is a Hurricanes guy. He has the what do you call it? What did he do with the siren?
He sounded the siren.
He blared.
He did that whole situation. Because of my love for him, I'm taking the old Hurricanes on this one.
I'll tell you what, I love Bill Cowher too, man. That was an incredible couple of days with Coach Cowher. I mean, actually, an incredible couple of days. He said, you know, the deal that was made for him to do that was something that I could have never expected. You know, Coach Cowher, he did wailed on their siren against the Pens, I believe.
And also, Stormy put Girthy in a body bag.
Yeah, good social media coming out of this particular.
Sorry, the Hurricanes mascot
Girthy?
Stormy put Girthy into a body bag.
Gritty
Flyers.
is the name of
I
the
refuse to call him that.
Okay, maybe the girthy one. Okay, obviously.
Girthy's a compliment, though.
A Muppet
Depends on what
reject.
body part appendage you're talking about.
Well, I think it normally only gets talked about for one. I don't think there's normal
Unless he's a soup can.
There could be a chance Campbell's just happened down
Not a
there.
bad situation.
Yeah, also plays.
But on that note,
It was East and
Gritty
West.
is who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Gritty got buried
Yeah, it did.
by.
Stormy.
What's that?
You got to do that.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. You're talking about penises right now?
Oh, my God.
What'd you say?
He said it.
Well, I don't forget now.
I would like to know the inside joke about a penis.
You're talking about soup cans.
Yeah. And then there was that would be terrible. And then somebody complimented it. And then, welcome to hell, you Muppet reject. This is what we were talking about. Nothing to do with penises.
No.
Or soup cans. Just two mascots kind of getting after it on social media. Okay, I do appreciate that. But we would assume this would be a very fair fight between Stormy and Gritty. I'm not sure Gritty can die, and I think Stormy would kill. What a tweet. What a time.
Yeah.
And that's when social media is good. What you say about penis?
What? I said soup can. I said he goes east and west. That's all I said.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, you gotta hit the walls, I guess. Can't hit the back door. Gotta hit the sides. Malik Willis, I don't know if you saw this, AJ. He overthrew his opening pitch. He did have a glove, though, which nobody's really talking about.
I like that
He
move.
came prepared with a glove, which I respect. Very rare whenever it comes to first pitches. He overthrows nasty, and then obviously the whole world goes, oh, the Dolphins are going to stick. Your thoughts on whether or not this is going to lead to success or not?
Yeah, we touched on it before. Obviously, this is all success. As long as you don't bounce it, I am an absolute fan of whatever you do. I wish he would have thrown it into the 50th throw up in the stands.
Maybe the next move from somebody is to fully embarrass yourself and chuck this thing over the backstop, I believe is the name of that.
Yes,
thing.
it is.
And you got to go over the net. Would have to
That'd
be
be
quite
way
a.
up there.
That'd be way
My big takeaway was look at the ham hocks he's got for calves.
That's for real.
That was my
Pause.
takeaway.
It's my quarterback.
He looks jacked.
Can you go back a little bit?
That right
yeah.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does look jacked.
Yeah, the Cavs.
It's working.
Yeah.
Power.
And
Power.
football is so much bigger than a baseball. I've been trying to throw a baseball or a wiffle ball in here. It's not easy for
No,
a
it's
football
not.
thrower. So Malik Willis has been training so hard with football. You put that little tiny baseball in his hand. He's like Shaquille O'Neal holding a basketball.
Bingo.
I remember we watching that Joe Burrow. Was that Fanatic
Oh, yeah, that was
Fest or
not good
something?
either.
He
He threw it
had
2
like
yards
10
into the dirt.
threw it 10 times in a row.
That's interesting.
I forgot about Joe Burrow not being able to throw a strike either.
Pretty good.
And that was short left, though.
Yeah, it
That's what
was.
gives me even more faith in Malik because it was much closer to Mahomes than it was to Burrow.
Yeah, it's hard to throw a baseball. It's hard to throw. Hey, how are the Reds doing?
Dominating. Doing great. What are you talking about? We got a long season ahead of us. We're doing great.
Here's Joe Burrow representing the Cincinnati Bengals at Fanatics Fest.
Remember, we thought this might not be real. Remember that?
Yeah,
Or we thought he
exactly.
might be messing around.
Like the first one I can see. Maybe even the
It might
first
be
two.
Is it something about this cage, though? I feel like Ruben threw in that same cage. Maybe there's some kind of weird lasers in there taking the ball from you.
That one wasn't bad.
He should have started aiming right. I think he just hadn't thrown a baseball in a while.
Oh, that wasn't terrible.
He's making the adjustment.
Yeah, the last two weren't terrible.
Like if Malik had 5-6 throws.
never
All
mind.
right, put it down.
That one
Put it
Malik also mashed in the batting cage as well.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
he beat the shit
Oh,
out
I
of the
didn't see
baseball
that.
in the cage.
Did he?
He's an athlete.
Didn't see that.
Remember Orlovsky threw a nice ball in here with a baseball.
Yeah, like 1,000 times in a row at 8 a.m.
But he was A-Rod when he was 12, though.
Oh, Dan
That's
Orlovsky.
what
that's
told
right.
us.
He said
I
that.
forgot about
Same trajectory, didn't
Love baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Who caught for him there? Gumpy?
he? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
frame job, to
Yeah, it
be
was
fair.
great.
It was a little low.
That was a good catch.
It was, certainly. He was down in there.
Yeah.
Gumpy got real down low in there for Dan Orlovsky. We appreciate that. All right. I think we need to get the hell out of here. How's the weather?
Beautiful today. 75 and sunny, I believe. Maybe not so sunny right now, but 75.
We got some rain right now. It should be done in 25 minutes, is what the
That's
app
crazy
says.
that we have that in our society right now.
Thank you, Joe.
Feels like 60. It says 69.
They're still working out there. It might be just a little light mist as opposed to maybe a real rainstorm.
Yeah.
Good to see the crew out there getting after it, AJ.
Are they the roundabout coming is going to be done real soon?
Yeah, I think the traffic's going to be a real problem. I think traffic's going to be a real problem.
Sorry. Allegedly, they're really moving on the construction and everything. They think it's going to take less time.
Have you heard more than I have, or who are you talking?
Just driving by, just getting vibes from the
boys?
DoorDash drivers, too. Just kind of just seeing, observing. They feel good about it.
We are in construction season. Shout out to everybody out there doing it. We appreciate you putting our world together. Certainly inconvenient for most, but who cares? Progression has to happen. Things have to get better. Sometimes you got to take it on the shins to do as such or battle the sun. Shout out to Nelly joining us.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome.
I appreciate her. She was awesome. Hopefully we'll get a chance to chat with her again. We certainly knew that her league went all the way until a week before Thanksgiving, right, AJ? We knew that.
Yeah, we did. And, I tell you what, she's got a long road ahead. She's got a lot of tournaments she's going to still win this year.
6 top 2 finishes in a row. Now, can she carry it for the next 55 weeks?
Yep.
And what's Scotty got?
Yes, she
Three
can.
three second place finishes in a row for Scotty?
Yeah, he's starting to really get going, too. What happened to him on the 18th? He fell out of that thing pretty good. Him talking about Cam Young was cool. He was talking about Cam Young training everything. Feels like he just trained everything. He didn't miss anything. Scotty was like, I got to play with him here, wire to wire.
Wire to wire.
Cam wins this entire thing. He's hitting incredible shots.
How do you feel about him giving himself that penalty?
I love it for the good of the game.
Yeah.
He was up 5 strokes. Everybody said it's much easier to call that whenever you're up 5. He came from a golf family, right? His dad is a golf instructor, a PGA
Yes.
pro. Feels like he grew up on the course. Feels like this was a good moment for him to showcase what you're supposed to do. I think that is probably how he viewed it all.
We've also seen guys that have done this in the past. I mean, and this is strictly just allegedly and things that were on the course, but Patrick Reed, that has followed him, Patrick Reed, for a long time, since a lot of people, whenever they're in the sand, him doing that whole thing, like the honor of the game, it does feel like there are guys that hold it in high regard. And I don't know if Cam Young's thinking like, oh, if I don't say this right now, people are going to say I'm cheating. But I do think there is that sense of like, hey, I owe it to the game.
Who cares why he did it? If he thought that maybe somebody was going to call him out publicly and he did it, if he thought to himself immediately for the good of the game and did it, who cares? Still did it with a lead on Sunday for the good of this great game that we love, D-Butch.
I like it. It is a beautiful game. And it made me feel especially good after learning of someone in here who played high school golf and told me about how they cheated every tournament. Because I got a daughter, and we stick by the rules. Even though I hate it, I would like to help. But this guy, Foxy, cheating.
What do you mean?
We would cheat in matches, in team matches, because if you're cheating, it's good for the team because you're going to win. So in practice, no cheating. That is not allowed because we need the best golfers to be out there and need the best 6. But in matches, it's a good team move to cheat in matches for it. I love everything.
What is the cheating move?
How are you cheating?
Let's just say, you walk up to your ball and you have a 4-footer. No one's looking. I'm marking that 3 feet away. Or maybe, no one's 2 feet away.
You can get
2 feet? You cut that thing in half?
If you can get away with it, that's what you do.
Oh,
now,
scumbag.
So another example, I'm going through scorecards, end of the round. I'm like, wow, I played really bad today. We're going, bop, bop. You say 4, 3, and they're all like, yeah. And then the other guy goes, you got a 5 there, right? I really got a 7 on it. Yeah, I got a 5 there.
Oh,
boom, 2-stroke
no.
swing. That's a big one. That doesn't happen much.
And this is why the golf gods won't bless you with anything longer than 230 yards for the rest of your life.
You're not lying, and I agree with you guys. I like that Cam Young called himself on it and, integrity, respect the game, all that shit. But it is a problem with the game of golf. That clearly didn't give him any advantage. It clearly just slowed things down. Scotty even says in the background, bro, if it didn't move or if you weren't addressing it or if you didn't do it intentionally, then don't worry about it. But we always have to go with the rules. Rules are there for a reason, and it just kind of, I don't like that part of it.
What do you want? You want Jason Kelsey jumping in Augusta's lake
sounds like he
pond? Is that what you're trying to get rid of the integrity of golf?
I think golf is already hard enough, and he didn't do anything to try to cheat and try to do his thing. Like Patrick Reed, people are like, he did that on purpose to improve his life. I don't think Cam Young was doing that. Let's just keep it moving. Don't need the stroke penalty.
Okay. I can agree with that, but what precedent does that set?
Exactly. Rules are there for a reason.
Kids watching, man.
Yeah, my daughter's turned 3 today.
Yeah.
She needs a golf that is golf.
Yeah.
Okay, not whatever you want. Well, you just want the YouTube clips anyways, don't you?
Yeah, that's all I want. And we're going to all play golf at some point in the future. I don't cheat when I'm with you guys. I just need you to know.
I believe you for sure now.
Okay.
This guy always wins.
Found it.
Yep,
always
always
wins.
finding his ball no matter what.
You never would have thought that with Foxy.
No, you wouldn't.
Because he played in
Yeah.
Cam Young.
Exactly.
If you're on my team, I'll cheat for us, though. We're trying to win here, all right?
Jesus.
All right, I'll play with Foxy. Bye.
Thank you for sacrificing.
And no one else wants to.
No, I'm starting to wonder how many times I've reaped the benefits of
Yeah.
You do play with him quite a bit.
Foxy cheating.
I mean, there are some tournaments in high school golf where you got to scramble, so you're with a teammate there. I mean, you're sending your teammate up there, found your ball. Or, I mean, there are times
Jeez.
you're improving your lie by this much if you can get away with it. That's a big deal on the putting green.
No shit.
On the putting green, yeah. Turning a 4-footer into a 2-footer, yeah, I'd say.
And really, you're just laughing about it at that point. It's pretty damn
10-footer
funny.
into the hole. Holy shit. Did you guys it rolled in?
Hey, look here.
And you got to keep in mind, there's a lot of goofballs that play varsity golf. So,
Yeah,
you can get away with a lot of
A
stuff.
cheater.
You don't say, yeah. Not you.
Oh,
No.
unbelievable.
Not me.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Foxy, they're going to start looking into all the Williamston's golf records.
Hey, I was all league my senior year. Let's go.
Now take that
Never had a
away.
bad line.
Take that away.
Somehow I always was in perfect position. Never behind a tree.
Fairway Foxy.
Oh,
They
that's
called him.
That's like we heard. I'm not getting into it. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life. We're in this thing together. Massive games tonight. Okay, we only picked one. Sorry, we got to finish this. Okay, so who you like the Hurricanes there and Flyers versus Hurricanes? How about the Ducks and Golden Knights 9:30 on ESPN? Who do you like in that one, AJ?
I like the Vegas Golden Knights. I am a John Tortorella fan, and he's running the ship right now.
Okay, so you got Torts and you got the Hurricanes because Bill Carr. I'll take the Flyers and I'll take the Golden Knights as well. D-Butt, would you like to pick these games?
Sure. Let me go. You know what? Flyers. I'm going to Hurricanes and Golden Knights.
Okay, Tone Dick.
Give me the Canes and Ducks.
Con Man.
I'll go Canes Golden Knights.
Man, nobody believes in Sanheim and the boys in Philadelphia.
Canes haven't lost yet this entire
Yeah, I don't believe in
Haven't been
Philadelphia.
down the whole playoffs.
Rolling.
A pretty historic run for them. And tonight, Gritty and the Flyers get gritty on the ice, and they change that whole thing around. Let's go to the NBA. Sixers and Knicks. Joel Embiid, Sham said playing, it sounds like, as he takes on the Knicks and Jalen Brunson, favored by 7.5. AJ, who do you like?
Man, I like the Sixers here. All I can picture is Tyrese Maxey at the end of their last game, how sudden, how quick, and how fast that dude can get to the hoop. And take over the game at the end. And if Embiid is playing, yeah, give me the Sixers here.
You like Sixers plus 7.5?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'll take them plus 7.5 as well. D-Butt?
I am a little worried about the Sixers coming off kind of that emotional high, that big comeback, Game 7. Knicks are kind of fresh. That's a lot of points. I'm still going with the Sixers plus 7.5.
Okay, Sixers plus 7.5, even though he tried to talk himself out of it. Tone Diggs?
He made a lot of good points. Sixers plus 7.5.
Con Man?
I'll take the Knicks.
Okay, Knicks minus 7.5. Connor saves the graphic, if you will. Timberwolves and Spurs. Ant-Man, full participant or trying to get his way back into the game, just 9 days removed from a hyperextension that caused a bone bruise in his knee, taking on Wemby and the Spurs. Spurs favored by 13.5. Is that still the spread?
Down to 11.5.
11.5 is now the spread. Okay, that makes sense with the news from Shams about Ant-Man potentially playing tonight. AJ, who do you like? How do you like it?
With Ant-Man coming back, I don't know if they're going to win, but I'm taking Minnesota at plus 11 or plus 11.5, right?
Plus 11.5. D-Butt?
I'll take Spurs to cover 11.5.
Tone?
Same. D-Butt.
Yeah, Spurs, Wemby over points. It's him versus Gobert. French battle down low. They were teammates in the Olympics.
Okay, I'll take the Spurs in that as well. All right, let's enjoy the hell out of tonight's playoffs. We got some baseball tonight, I assume?
Yeah, the whole slate.
Oh, some baseball news, too.
Oh, yeah. Not good.
Speaking of cheating Foxy.
Yeah, not good, Foxy. Scooble's being shut down he's got to have surgery on his elbow.
Damn.
Floating bodies in his elbow. They said 2 to 4 months or something like that, 2 to 3 months.
Detroit ace, Tarek Skubal, will undergo surgery to remove loose bodies in his left elbow. Such procedures typically sideline players for 2 to 3 months. Skubal should return before season ends, but tough blow for the impending free agent and two-time reigning AL Cy Young winner. That sucks.
Loose bodies.
Yeah, he's probably got a little chip in something.
Yep.
Chip in something that's kind of floating around in there.
That sucks.
Kind of happens to your meniscus, I think. Piece of your meniscus kind of chips off or something else like that. Just kind of bounces around. And it like locks up. It like locks up your...
Depending on where it sits.
Yeah, it's like where it is, depending upon. I did in my knee. When I hyperextended my knee, I got a dislocated patella, which is your kneecap. Your kneecap sits in groove. Mine, when I hyperextended it, it bounced outside of the groove and then it bounced back. So there was like a little chip of something that was like bouncing around in there. So like when that would get into certain spots, it was like, oh my God. And then it would bounce out of the way, and then you're like back to business. But yeah, I don't know if it's similar, but sounds like loose bodies is something that's floating around in there. And it gets real terrible when it happens upon some places that aren't great. Is this because he did Team USA training camp?
Hope not.
Legit might be.
I think he should have pitched for Team USA. We would have found this earlier. He would have been back earlier. We could have won the World Series. Also, it turns out it wouldn't have mattered if he pitched for Team USA because this was going to happen regardless, it sounds.
Man, if he would have pitched for Team USA and then this happened,
bad news.
It would have been loud.
It would have been loud, especially with how much money is on the way. This doesn't affect the money, I don't think, right? People are still going to pay Skubal?
Yes,
I assume
definitely.
so.
In his prime, yeah.
If it's 2-3 months, because especially if he comes back and pitches well for the rest of the season, and then
Good luck out there, Skubal. We're pulling for you. Sorry, Detroit.
Sorry, Detroit.
You get the Stones, you lose Skubal.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
Sorry, Motor City Kitties.
What's that? The Detroit Tigers?
That's what I call the Motor City Kitties, yeah.
Do a lot of people call them that? Because this could be like the Stones thing where Foxy kind of puts us out on an island and says everybody says this and nobody says it. Are a lot of people saying the Motor City Kitties?
Yeah, a lot of people I know call them that.
Really? I've never heard it before.
People call him that. I don't. I'd also look for the Lions as well if you really wanted to go there.
Sure.
Too.
Oh, you guys are a bunch of Motor City Kitties out there.
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
I'm kind of impressed with the Motor City Kitties, though, because the Lion's great animal.
Great.
That's a great kitty.
Yep. So
That's a powerful fucking kitty.
yeah. So it's Tiger.
And the Tiger's a badass cat as well.
Two of the best.
Motor City badass kitties, I think, you can kind of get after it. The Lions going to win again? You guys missed playoffs this last year.
Yeah, we're going to win again. We have the easiest schedule in the NFL, and also the boys
What does that
are
mean?
gritty and chippy and ready to roll.
What does that mean, AJ? The easiest schedule in the NFL? Are they playing professional teams?
Yeah, is that possible? Are they playing some college teams?
Oh,
or
so
what?
would you guys rather have the fourth place schedule in all the divisions, or would you have the first place schedule? Which one
What
do you
we're
choose?
saying is we think that that's all bullshit, though.
I don't.
Going off of last year's record, right?
I'm pretty sure the Patriots had the hardest schedule at the beginning of the season last year.
And then it ended up being
almost
the
positive.
easiest schedule by the end of it. I think there's just so much potential fluctuation that could happen with teams and who's good, who's not good. Remember that year that we were 2-14 or whatever, and the suck for luck stuff was happening. There was like 9 one-score games where if a ball just so happens to fumble loose, score, we win that game. I think it's hard to just say a team. Now, granted, there are historically good teams and historically ass teams. So I think I don't like the whole that has become a thing, though. Like, you get a bad schedule. It's like there is no fucking bad schedule. The NFL is good at football, all of them. Some perpetual ass.
Mm-hmm.
But we all thought of the Jets right there?
I did not.
Who'd you think of?
Browns.
Perpetual ass, yeah.
Dolphins.
I was strictly thinking about the schedule getting thrown in Drake May's face, even though it's just not.
Oh, last year.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm kind of saying right now.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Like, the team's good that you're playing against. People get paid millions and millions of dollars to play football. Some teams just show up better, obviously, especially at the end of the season. But, like, the Jets not doing ass stuff this offseason.
Not yet.
A good draft.
No leaks.
Love that. In this climate, love that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The number 2 overall pick, no leak at all. They got the pick is in being filmed some other places. Leaks everywhere, literally. Like, come on in, let's film all the leaks. And into the Jets organization, which is notoriously ass, no leaks for that number 2 overall pick. I think that was a huge sign. I think that was a huge sign personally, AJ.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine head coach Aaron Glenn is cutting the clips, too, with you saying that's a great sign and showing the front office as well. Hey, guys, we're cleaning things up around here.
I think we've talked a lot of shit on the Jets. I don't know if they're showing much of us around there. And on that note, good luck to all parties. We'll be back tomorrow. We got big games tonight in the playoffs. Round 2 of the NBA and NHL playoffs on the way. What a great time to be alive. If you get a chance, go see Savannah Bananas. No, dude.
Do it.
You're going to be put first. Fan first. We'll sign the first autograph and the last autograph.
They do.
102,000.
It's a lot.
That's crazy.
That's so many people going to something.
Ton.
So many fucking people.
Insane.
I don't know how you can hate at this point. Justin's just going to the next place. Maybe Central Park. Shit.
That'd be cool.
Maybe a beach.
Maybe the moon.
Maybe the moon.
If it happens, he'd be there. I believe it. Him and Dana White are going to be racing to see who can get the first event.
Yeah, seriously.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life. We're in this thing together. We'll see you back tomorrow. Ty, congratulations. We love you, man. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Happy birthday, Mackenzie!